That's such a good song, bro. I don't know what encouraged me to just all of a sudden play that song, but I'm so glad I did. And I know I didn't freaking I know I didn't do any wait, I got a thing on Discord. I got a direct message from Discord themselves. Hey there, we've got some exciting news about server boosting. How about you shut up? I boost my own server by showing my penis in it, and then everybody conglomerates over to it because they like me. That's how that happens. What was I saying? Guys, today I did sleep for 12 hours again, and it made me want to kill myself when I woke up. But the only reason I actually even streamed, that's not true. Not the only reason. One of the reasons that I actually streamed was because Yogurt Boys and Orgy, yesterday they were so excited. Yesterday they were so excited to link me a bunch of videos to watch. So today, I'm going to watch those videos, but they're not even here yet, bro. And I know I had dreams, but I was too tired to... I swear you or Orgy were both wanting to me to watch videos, right? Am I crazy? Was it just Yogurt Boys? Either way, I did have a dream. Okay? But I don't really remember the contents because even though I had already been sleeping for 10 to 11 hours at that point, I still decided to, instead of writing down the dream and perhaps waking up, to roll over and go back to sleep. But I remember there was was there like a bed or a couch? And we were playing Uno, but it was like a special kind of Uno. And I was trying to explain to the dude that the card, that it said 7 or whatever. Because for some reason, someone like Farmer Donald, it was weird. There were like multiple people just interchangeably getting into the card game. Like Farmer Donald would be there for 3 seconds and then he would disappear and somebody else would be there in his place. You know what I mean? There was a lot of people in that card game. But I was trying to explain to the dude next to me. I was like, this card, because for some reason, everybody had like 3 cards and I had like 40. And you could only play 1 card at a time, so I don't even know how that happens. But I was showing the dude, I was like, this card says 7 or whatever, and it says you could swap your hand with someone else. Therefore, can I swap my hand with somebody else? And he's like, no, you can't. And I'm like, but this card and the box, they both have the same, like, it says whatever special kind of Uno it was. And I'm like, so the rules, they clearly intend, if the card says Uno Special Edition, like the box says Uno Special Edition, these cards came from these boxes, okay? And this card says swap your hand, obviously I could swap my hand. It was literally a Patrick Wallet situation. You know what I'm saying? This card was in this box. That must mean this card works for this game. And then the freaking master says, that makes sense to me. And then so he says, so this must work. And then the card master says, no. And then I beat him over the bridge with a thing. Patrick Wallet situation. SpongeBob. It's not my wallet.
Okay, Man Ray, are you ready for your first day at Goodness School?
This is exactly what it was like. Skip ahead to the wallet.
Get your wallet out. Oh. Okay, Goodness lesson number 1. You see someone drop their wallet.
Why I gotta have 110 Pokédex? Bro?
Now, what would you do?
Excuse me, sir, but I do believe you've dropped your wallet.
Okay, so right here is when I turn to the dude, the game master or whatever, and I'm like, I'm gonna play a 7 to swap my hand of 50 with somebody's hand of 3.
Doesn't look familiar to me.
And he says, you can't do that. And I'm like, huh?
What? I just saw you drop it. Here.
Nope, it's not mine.
It is yours. I am trying to be a good person and return it to you.
Return what to who?
Aren't you Patrick?
And then this is when I take out the card and I'm like, look, bro, this card says Uno Special Edition. Okay? Wait, I never even looked at the hand, bro.
Star?
Yep.
And
you say, yep.
this is your ID.
Yep.
I found this ID in this wallet.
And I point to the card and I point to the box and I'm like, this box says Uno Special Edition. This card says Uno Special Edition. I found this card inside this box. Therefore, this card must be playable in this Uno game. And then he says, makes sense to me.
And if that's the case,
I saw a clip of this guy earlier today, something about a tickle
That
belt.
makes sense to me.
Yeah, the tickle belt.
It's not my
Right
wallet.
here.
Oh, you dimbo! Take back your wallet or I'll rip your arms off!
Wrong. Good people don't rip other people's arms off.
He's getting tickled right now, yogurt boys.
Okay, goodness lesson number 2. You see someone struggling with a heavy package. What do
Oh my
you
God.
do?
Hello, friend! I noticed you were struggling with
This is funny, bro.
Would you like some help with... Ow!
Oops. Sorry, can I start over?
I noticed you was... Ow!
Oops, gotta start again.
What? Ow! Yeah, you butterfingered pink thing! What's in that box anyhow?
My wallets.
Ah!
Dude, SpongeBob, tickle him!
Tickles, but it's working!
All right, goodness lesson number 3.
Peak SpongeBob, bro. Nobody can deny it. Nobody can deny it. You can try, but you're probably gonna suffer from being shot in the head by a real SpongeBob fan, because that was peak SpongeBob. That. This is the only one that I haven't heard yet. That's not true. I haven't heard most of them. Okay. I'm obviously the most excited for this one because I haven't heard it yet. I heard Chaeyoung's because my order goes Chaeyoung, Dayun, either Momo or Nayeon. And I heard, bro, Nayeon's song, I seen a little bit of it. Bro, it's freaky. She got a freaky song. And I seen Chaeyoung's song, and Chaeyoung's song is good. So I like that one. But the song's gonna be nice. It's not really freaky. Like your freaky standards, Yogurt Boys, are not the same as my K-pop freaky standards. I wouldn't get your hopes too high up.
Roses from Blackpink? I'm not Roses from Blackpink. I'm Rosé from Blackpink.
Rosé! What do you think are my freaky standards? Bro, your freaky standards are freaking freaky. That's what they are. You got some freaky standards, bro. I don't even know. But you know they're freaky. Are you trying to deny it right now, or are you just trying to get me to explain it? Cause like your freaky standards are like eating somebody's feet, you know what I mean? No crazy music freaky standards. Alright, fair. If you say it, I believe it. She lost. Bro, I want to know what the context is. Why did this dude, like, if you get the chance to meet Rosé, unless you've done it multiple times and you spent mad money, What is the reason for bringing a twerking Santa? Just because it's funny? I mean, it worked. You gotta giggle out of her. I did not know she spanked it, bro. Lisa!
안녕은 YG의 수장 양사장입니다. 인사 떴어요.
Lisa! Lisa! I thought this was Rose Cord, not Lisa Cord.
I got Rosie and me. I got Rosie and me. I got Rosie and me.
Classic. Yo, W TikTok. What the frick? What the frick? No way we're about to run it back with all 9 members. Nah, bro, I can't. Yo, Yogurt, you want me to link you that video so you can finally learn the names of the Twice members?
You don't like me? That's fine. That's fine. You don't like me? Okay, bye. You don't like me? Then why? Do you wish me like you love me all the time? You don't like me? That's fine. That's fine. You don't like me? Okay, bye. You don't like me? Then why? Do you wish me like you love in your mind all the time?
It looks so much better when I tilt my head. 10 out of 10 video. I know them. Lisa, Hani, Danielle, and Momo. And Jisoo. Shut up.
Bye.
Hey yo, what is up YouTube? Today
It's fine. It's fine when you throw in names of members that aren't in Blackpink, but once you start throwing Blackpink members in there, that's when I get mad, because you should know Lisa and Jisoo are not from Twice.
we're gonna be kissing the next dude I see. Oh hey.
What?
Today, I'm gonna peel the dudes right behind me.
What did he say?
But I'll be thinking about my bills and I'll be thinking about this nigga bills. I'll be like, bro, how do you make, I said this before, bro, on some real shit. No, him. How do this nigga make money, bro? Come on, nigga. Nigga, fuck you, nigga.
What does this have to do with the rest of the videos?
I know, look, there's a black one. Black and white one.
Hey yo, what is up YouTube?
Hey,
Today
yo.
we're gonna be kissing the next dude I see. Oh hey.
Today, I'm gonna peel the dudes right behind me.
What did he say? Peel him? How do you even peel a dude?
I don't know how much this nigga got, but I'll be thinking about my bills and I'll be thinking.
Jisoo! Bro, a Jisoo vlog? Crazy, bro. The amount of like places she goes and the things she sees and the things she got access to blows my mind, bro. This is an old video though. I know that. I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. But TikTok's busted, so I get to watch it again. I knew Korean, I'd be singing at the top of my lungs. That's a lie. Today's a busted day. Today's been rough. Today, I've been awake for a total of about 1 hour and 10 minutes. And it's been the worst hour and 10 minutes, bro. That's not true. But I watched TikTok when I woke up. And then I had pizza. I went to the kitchen. And I was like, I'm going to have a quick snack for breakfast. But I didn't have any good breakfast items. So instead, I just had the rest of the pizza that me and Ty got. And I had some ice cream on the side. For breakfast, bro. And it was good. But I didn't get to finish watching my... That sucks, bro. I feel bad. That's not... Honestly, it would have been better if I just ate the ice cream. But I didn't get to finish watching my Cutie Cinderella clip watching video. And then I started stream, and the energy's been so down. It's been so down all day. All day being the past hour. Alright, Yogurt, I'm ready for your first video. Link me something. Link me something. La Boo Boo? So tears. I'm just gonna send you every video I got and you can pick. Okay. That works too. But-ba-da-ba-doo. Well, you know, I just want to realize the Moonlight Greatsword is not in Elden Ring Night Rain. And also I saw a thing where they said the Wheel of Giza, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the pizza cutter wheel. Somebody said that was in Elden Ring Night Rain, but they was lying, bro. They was straight up lying. It was a how do you say, a fib. They lied directly to my face and in my mouth. So tears, but you can put it down here. You will never be me. We are rebels in our hearts, rebels in our hearts. That's one. Oh no, it's not one link, bro. I thought that was one entire link, bro.
If you can't...
Let me watch all the links first, and then I could read them. Or not watch them all. 54 minutes. That was the third one. It's fine, Yogurt. I got her unlocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Very important now.
Because luckily it's down or not downloaded, underlined. What the frick? 3, 4, 5, 6. You really did have a lot of videos, bro. 3, 7, 8 videos is quite a bit. And then 8. Alright, let me see what these videos are, bro. I caught a glimpse of most of them. They look low-key terrifying. One of those is organs. Oh, okay. First one, I'm gonna play a game where I guess which one is orgies or not. So first one is 6 most disturbing 4chan threads. Or I guess it's the last one. The first one is here and then it goes that way. But we got 6 most disturbing 4chan threads. That one is definitely not an orgy video. That's a Yogurt Boys for sure. We got the horrifying world of porn parodies. I don't think that's an orgy one either. You see what I mean when I said your freak standards are way too high? They're way higher. Explaining Placha. I remember that, dude. Nah, that's a good video. That's definitely not orgy. That's got Yogurt Boys written all over it. The internet folklore of creepypastas. Yogurt Boys loves creepypastas, so I know that's a Yogurt Boys. The YouTube kidnapper. Hi Walter and Kyla Berg. I think that one would be an orgy one, especially since it has gamer in the title. The YouTubers that faked death, that could also be an orgy one, but I'm gonna say that's the Yogurt Boys. The web's most disturbing animator, that's definitely a Yogurt Boys. And then 4chan Black, that's the Furry Boys. I mean, Yogurt Boys. So I think this one, I think this is the orgy video. Am I correct or am I? I'm correct. I'm correct. Come on, bro. Nah, it's the first one. What? 6 most disturbing 4chan threads is orgies video? That's crazy, bro. I never would have guessed. Or this one. But, oh, I mean, no, this one has Yogurt Boys written all over it. There's no universe. It's definitely the first 4chan one. Alright, which one do I want to watch, bro? There are some short ones, some long ones. I'm not gonna lie, the Ratafak one is the one that I want to watch first. Because that's the one I'm the most familiar with. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't remember what the video we watched was, but I think it was like most creepy kids cartoon shows or something. So I'm definitely locked in this one. I watched that in the middle of the night. Friggin' scary. Well, good thing it's not the middle of the night for me. But I can imagine it's going to be terrifying.
Ahoj děti. Ratafak mi dnes
Ratafak.
Že sa s nami nudí. Že tu nie je žiadna zábava. A tak mu Máša povedala.
If I remember correctly, isn't Ratafak the one that, like, he was like a big costume from, like, I'm just gonna throw out a random European country, like Slovakia or something, Slovenia, and then, oh, what was it? I swear it had like a super long neck. I can't remember, but that's okay. That's what it was. That's what it was. Just trying to make sure I remember which one Ratafak was.
Že ho zoberie na miesto, kde sa určite nudiť nebude.
Tak.
Hey yo! Hey yo! I do not remember Ratafak at all! I thought he was a bird! I thought, bro, in my mind I thought he was a bird! I did not know he was looking like that, bro! That's cursed! Bro, if I turn around and he's there, I'm gonna die immediately. He's not gonna kill me, I'm just gonna die. That's crazy. What the? Bro, how do I not remember that?
Puppets have always been an easily understandable as well as affordable method of entertaining children. During the 60s up until the late 90s, a large amount of children's broadcasting, especially on public television, consisted mostly of puppet shows. However, given the shoestring budget of many of these shows, some puppets ended up looking more disturbing than others. We've talked at length about creepy puppet shows in the past, but there's one in particular that needs more light shed on it. A show titled
I don't know if that's
Sunyeko,
true, bro.
Featuring a character.
Why is his teeth yellow? They're straight up pinted? They're straight up yellow tinted, bro.
Named Ratafak Placha. I've talked about this character before in the top
Heck
20
no.
unintentionally disturbing kids characters from around the world video, but there's just so much more to be said about this mysterious character. So today, we're going to be taking a look into the bizarre
I
history
swear,
of Ratafak Placha.
If this
and
is
the
a
show it
curse,
came from Sunyeko.
if I wake up in the middle of the night and I suffer from a cold sweat, when I say in the middle of the night, I probably mean like 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. But if I wake up in the middle of my slumber in a cold sweat and I'm having flashbacks of all the children that Ratafak has literally kidnapped and murdered and tortured, I'm coming for you, bro. I don't have enough money to book a flight to New York, but I'm walking to the Bronx and I'm asking every person if they've seen a 5'2" Latina girl, and I'm going to straight up beat you up. I'm gonna beat you up on God if I have flashbacks of the memories of the kids that this dude has tortured. Because that is not okay.
This video was uploaded to YouTube, and it became the first known clip of Ratafak Platscha.
It's low-key creepier that he's dancing, bro. Yeah, it is a long search, but still. I'll find you, bro.
At the time, the video...
Yogurt, I think I know enough about you that I could figure out, I could find you. Is that crazy to say? Is that creepy? I think I know enough about you that I could find you.
It went relatively unnoticed by most of the internet, leading the few who did come across it confused as to what this thing could be and who this
We're about to
creepy
become
puppet
the Bronx's 5'2" Latina
on,
girl terrorizing.
Leading to the video being posted in
That's
the WTF
facts.
and creepy subreddits. This brought Ratafak from the obscure underground into the limelight.
I highly doubt
being
that,
shared and
honestly.
talked
I feel
about
like
at a
you
much
wouldn't
more
know what I
frequent
look
pace than
like.
Never before.
I mean, obviously I don't know what you look like, but I'm saying, like, I know, I could probably figure out what school you go to, and I know you live in the Bronx. That's it. That's actually all I know. Anyway.
YouTuber Rainbow talked about this
Nah,
video
it would
on
be
her
hard.
channel,
It
but
would
she
actually
didn't
be
have
hard.
that much information. It's worth noting that Rainbow was commenting on a clip called Angel, which featured Ratafak Platscha, but really had zero connection to the show.
Bro, why did I have to put Bro, why did I have to put angels in my title? I put the word angel in my title, and then all of a sudden, the first video I watch is this. I'm cooked. School does shorten the search. Yeah. And luckily, you haven't graduated yet. So, if I have to wait till next year, I'll wait. It's him, the angel. This is not the angel that's sprinkling their booty juice in my balls sometimes. That's not it. That's a different angel, bro. This is a way different one. Why does it have to be creepier, bro? The sounds actually gave me goosebumps. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Also talked about
I don't like that.
Creepiest kids characters video, where
I didn't mind him dancing around and like with the but as soon as he went, that's when I didn't like it, bro. That freaked me out.
I was even brought on board to help, but again.
Oh,
he
that's
didn't
the
really
one.
have that
No, that's not the
information,
one I watched.
And neither did I.
Actually, there's not a whole lot of information on Ratafak. I originally discovered that he was concocted by a Czechoslovakian TV show.
Czechoslovakia.
His name translates to.
Wait, so I was close when I said Slovakia.
From what I remember, there really was just no info online. Not even a Wikipedia page.
Until
All we
now.
knew was that it was from a Czechoslovakian kids show. If only it were just an ugly puppet. But
Those
no,
kids are getting
things were about to
eaten.
get far, far stranger.
Those kids are dying. Has there ever been an episode of this show where kids show up multiple times? Because I swear, every single episode, there's going to be different kids. Because the kids from the last one either got so scared that they suffered a heart attack and died, or they were just eaten, kidnapped, tortured. Got their fingernails torn out of them and forced to eat them. By Ratafak.
So what exactly is Slimyeko, the show where Ratafak originates from?
What the heck?
Well, it is an educational
Of course he's
children's
a
show from
sexual
Czechoslovakia
predator.
that aired from 1979 until 1989, primarily aimed at preschoolers, roughly around the ages of 3 to 8. Despite its online reputation
bro.
as creepy, thanks to Ratafak, it was actually an incredibly beloved show in Slovakia and the Czech Republic to this day. There were very few TV stations at the time, like 1 or 2 at most, so basically every Slovak child watched and loved this show. Think of it like how America views Sesame Street. According to some Slovakian
That is not Sesame
the format of the
Street,
show
bro!
is typically split into 4 distinct
That is
sections.
so much
The
worse!
first was a segment featuring the titular character Slimyeko,
which roughly translates to sunny, or sunshine with gloves.
Veru vám aj trochu závidím. Máte okolo seba toľko vecí, s ktorými sa môžete hrať. Toľko kamarátov. A ja?
Bro, it would be so easy to make like a cursed video on this. You know what I mean? Like, it would be easy to make a horror movie based on Ratafak movie. Because it would start off with the hand, like, speaking to the child, and then the lights go out or something, and then he's getting chased by Ratafak. It's so fun to say, bro. I'm sorry, it's just fun to say.
At the beginning of each episode, she would introduce the main theme of the episode and would pop up periodically in transitions. The second segment featured Ratafak Placha himself, whose name means Big Nose Blanket. Ratafak was meant to look very silly and kind of dumb, which could explain why children liked him so much. It was fun interacting with him and seeing him move. His large size allowed the puppeteer to be inside him.
Bro, it looks so much more cursed when they're not in him. That looks so freaky. What was I gonna say? Oh, I would say the first part of the horror movie, after the hand talks to him, would be Ratafak, like talking to the child. You know what I mean? Like, the lights go out, and then the lights turn back on, and Ratafak's just right in front of him, talking to him. Nothing creepy going on yet. I mean, it's creepy, but I mean, Ratafak's not trying to kill him, not trying to capture the kid yet. He's just talking to him in a creepy way. And then he says something like, "Let the hunt begin," disappears, and then starts at the end of the hallway. You know what I mean? That would be a creepy, that would be fire.
In the blankets, so that he may walk around and interact with people. This may seem strange or even frightening to us Western viewers, but for those who grew up watching Ratafak, and mostly puppet shows in general, they grew to love this character. I mean, I grew up watching Teletubbies. I'm pretty sure the Slovaks would find this terrifying.
Nah. I'm kidding, probably, yeah.
Anyways, here's where it gets really interesting. Ratafak was created as a parody of the elderly and politicians. He would often interact with a group of children, who were the focus of the third segment. The children were taught activities, usually by their teacher, and Ratafak would try to emulate what they were being taught, usually failing miserably. He would also purposefully state false information in an attempt to mislead the audience, to which he would be corrected by the children or the teacher.
My čakáme veľkú návštevu, príde k nám Ujo Boxer a ukáže mi nejaké finty. Tak, tu máš.
Aby si nebol prekvapený, vieš?
Jej, veď to je Havo. A priviedol si so sebou tetu. Teta, ty si boxer?
Nie, Ratafak, teta nie je boxer, to je teta Sáša. A priviedla ti ukázať svojho psa, boxera.
So in this clip, Ratafak believes an actual boxer is coming, but instead it's, well, a boxer dog.
Okay.
And the final segment would simply feature more hand puppets.
Oh shoot!
It seems like you're...
Bro, you could get them in on the movie too. You could get them. I don't know if them are gonna like show up and be like, "Listen, Ratafak's gonna get you," but. Like in a creepy way. But we can help you. We can help you. All you have to do is go to the wherever. And then they like talk to Ratafak as he's coming towards him. And they're like, "He's not here. He's not here. He's somewhere else." But then it's all just to lower him into a sense of... It's to lower the child into a false sense of security. So that the puppets now, he trusts the hand puppets. And then they're like, they say, what would they say, bro? They would tell him to go somewhere else, but then they would be like, or they're just like, Ratafak's not that bad. Give him a hug. And then he's at the end of the hallway, and he's like, I'm not that bad. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Come give Papa Ratafak a hug. And then the puppets are like, go give him a hug. And then he gives him a hug, and then he dies.
Standard puppet show.
Or he's kidnapped or something.
Except that Slin Yeko was actually one of the instigators of the Velvet Revolution.
Bro, imagine, because you know how Ratafax got that giant, like, robe? Imagine he opens it and kidnaps the child, and then the child is, like, now inside Ratafax, like, robe thing, and he's just in, like, a factory, and there's just a bunch of children chained to the wall, all of his other victims. That'd be creepy, bro. Like that scene from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Maybe, I don't know. I've never seen that. I'm thinking my thing is way more creative and scary and cool than whatever that is. Because imagine Ratfak captures you, and then you're not teleported, but you're inside of him, like his domain expansion, and then he's also inside of him, and he chains you to the wall, along with all these other children. Or, like, he chained one kid to the ceiling, and, like, that kid obviously got hung or hanged, I don't know. And then off of that kid, there's another kid with a chain around his neck. That kid got hanged, and it's just a long thing. That'd be creepy, bro.
Which ultimately
That'd be terrifying.
ended communist rule in Czechoslovakia in 1990. Remember, the show ended in 1989, dividing the country into the Czech Republic and Slovakia.
Oh!
While the show influenced it indirectly, it definitely had an effect. It aired during the
So
age
I
of
was right.
communism and utilized Ratafac as a way to teach
I
children
was
to break
basically
free of
right.
the hive mind and to question things more often. Remember that he would try to mislead the audience and the children. As such, the showrunners were criticized by state censors, but despite that, the show still remained immensely popular. No, Ratafac did not
I don't know
single-handedly
if it's
defeat
that
communism
similar,
or
but
anything
you
like
said
that, but this
you said hug, and I thought about that. That looks creepy already, bro.
His character
I saw
did
the
become
thumbnail
sort
or
of like
whatever.
an
It looks
icon.
creepy.
He even boycotted the Olympics. And
That song was
apparently he
fire,
also
bro.
involved in the
That song
2009
was gas.
presidential election.
You can't convince me otherwise.
Plachta, váš prezident.
Bro,
Do
the
silných myšlienok,
the enhanced camera quality is crazy.
Byť spoločne v hre.
Interestingly enough,
bullet.
the clip that made Ratafac go viral on YouTube and Reddit isn't actually from the show at all. That is clearly not Ratafac's voice, and the puppeteering is more amateur and crude than in the actual show. From what I understand, the song that Ratafac is singing originates from this clip of
That's
TV
even
host Mariana
creepier.
Doria Nova, who sang When You Got It, Flaunt It, from the musical The Producers.
When you got it, flaunt it. Step right up and strut your stuff.
Stuff.
People tell you
Stuff.
modesty's a virtue. But in the theater, modesty can hurt you.
Hurt you.
Okay, so if this isn't from the show, then where did this clip come from? After the show ended in
Yeah, that's the
1989,
creepy
many of the
part.
puppets were simply thrown out, only to be recovered later on.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's not that creepy. The actual kids show itself not that creepy anymore. I'm fine with it. It is, bro. Wait, you mean the other thing or this? Either way, it wasn't creepy being a kids show and like, oh, kids like it or whatever. It is creepy, but still, now that like they threw it out and then some random people found it and then made a skateboard on the street video with it and purposely made it creepy, that's creepy. And since people like this thing, what if those people go on to kidnap people? Oh my god.
Except for Ratafac. The infamous clip of him singing and dancing around, the one that was used on my and many other YouTubers' videos, were
Stop,
made
bro.
by whoever came into its possession. Other signs that this was not from the original
I don't like
show
him
are the
being that
gloves,
close to the
which Ratafac
camera.
does not wear in the original series, and his wrinkled neck, indicating that someone with shorter arms was puppeting him. As for how many
He
episodes
does have
are
yellow
missing,
teeth.
well, there's a bit of confusion involved there too. Some sources, both from American and Slovak websites, claim there's over 100 episodes, but according to one of my Slovakian translators, that seems like too little. The program had a new episode every Sunday to encourage children to stay in front of the television instead of going to church. Again, communism. If there are 53 Sundays in 1 year, that would mean the program only lasted about 2 years, which isn't the case. Or that there were simply 2 years worth of new episodes for this incredibly popular children's show that lasted for 10 years. It's possible that there are hundreds and hundreds of missing episodes.
That don't make sense.
VCRs were incredibly rare in Czechoslovakia at the time, and cassettes were reportedly pretty expensive and were used only to record movies. A show called Slinyako was around from September 2011 to March 2013, and my translator says it's supposed to be the same show, but it looks nothing like it. The series had a repeated airing in 2012, leading to several episodes being uploaded onto YouTube. But the remainder of the series is unfortunately missing. No DVD or VHS compilations of the series were
I think that's
released,
okay.
and it seems like Slovak Television, the current owners of the show, have zero interest in doing anything with the show.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. I don't think we need to bring him back.
You know, after researching this character a bit, watching a few translated episodes, and talking to some Slovaks who really did love this show, I came to actually like Radifak. He meant a lot to so many people growing up, and I really did enjoy watching him sing and act silly. His design is definitely strange, and he'll probably always exist in that weird side of YouTube, but for me personally, and maybe some of you watching, he's alright. So
I will say he's not as creepy in the show as he is in that one video where he's spinning around singing,
this
bro.
one's for you, Big Nose Blanket. Who knows where you'll show up next? Hopefully we can set aside this creepy mystery of a character to rest.
I don't know, bro.
Súhlasíte, že sa stal víťazom? Počuli ste, koľko toho Raťafák vie o psíkovi? To my o žiadnom zvieratku nevieme, takže Raťafák, nech sa páči. Tu máš náš darček. Skoro ušiel.
Mášenka, deti, vy ste
Sounds
mi urobili
weird,
takú
bro.
radosť. Vy ste mi darovali kamaráta.
Camarato! McDonald? You can't lie. I hit that. I hit that, bro. Why are we starting off with the creepy stuff? What is that? That's Bigfoot? Ew. What the fuck? She's chopped. Oh yeah, you're cooked, bro.
Help! Please, somebody help!
You're cooked. I don't know how that makes any sense. She out here teleporting and stuff. But if she does that, you're cooked, bro. Bro, he's cornered. There's gonna be a jump scare or something, bro. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the jump scare! Why is she so close? You gotta duck under, bro. Duck under! What the hell was even that? Birthday rap. Minecraft movie.
Ready to hatch some cool pets.
Orgy,
Click
bro.
here to make your very own
Now I'm getting ads for crypto.
Sounds crazy.
Hit me.
Friendship is the wish you make when you're blowing out the candles on your birthday cake. Don't be a bully and don't be a brute. Time to put on your birthday suit. Go, Hank, go while we blow.
Chicken jockey. I low-key want to watch this movie, bro. You think they're gonna make a Minecraft movie too? Please say yes, bro. Please. Why is this about to be scarier than the thing I just saw? Guys, I did see the end of the game yesterday. I saw the final episode of Secret of the Mimic, and all I could say is it was alright. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. I really liked the ending of you've been in this factory this whole time, and then all of a sudden you have to talk to the girl who was apparently dead that you've been talking to this whole time. She died. Like they were recordings, but don't spoil. Alright. Well, I didn't know you was gonna watch it, bro. I didn't even spoil anything. I said they were recordings. Nah, I don't know, bro. I almost spoiled, but I didn't really spoil anything. Now, which one do we watch next, bro? Because those ones were the creepy ones. I got 5 minutes. I wasn't, but I wanted to have the door open, and you closed it. I did not close it. Different.
I'm about to fucking climax in the pyjama aisle of Sainsbury's because yet again they've absolutely smashed out a bean flicking collection of PJs. I'm going to show you some of them. Yeah. Oh my god, just imagine your minge clad in these.
Stop, bro.
With this nautical.
Why does she keep talking about? Ew. Oh! Different size. Different. I gotta learn the chant, bro. Different. You know, I just realized they probably have this set. I thought that they just picked a spot to film, but they probably like made that set to film in front of. You know what I mean? Like they probably put all that stuff there to film the TikToks in front of.
Don't give a fuck about love,
cause we are idle. I don't give a fuck about love, cause we are idle.
I don't give a fuck about love, cause we are idle. I don't give a fuck about love, cause we are idle. Don't give a
Yeah!
fuck about love, cause
I love TikTok.
it just hit the second tower.
Oh my god, bro. That's crazy. There's no way, bro. That's gotta be a setup. That's gotta be a grown adult saying, okay, my 2-year-old daughter, what's gonna happen is you're gonna launch the thing and then talk about 9/11. Okay, here we go.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Look, he's playing with the cars.
Yo.
It's so cute. He's got a little town, two towers. What does he do?
It's always 9/11, bro. It's always 9/11.
Listen, that child is going to be a pro athlete.
That French kiss.
So everybody does that.
Yeah, but Daddy says I'm the best at it.
A vegan and a vegetarian are jumping off a cliff to see who hit the bottom first. Who wins?
I don't know. Who wins?
Society.
Uh-oh, Nicholas.
Shut up.
This train is gonna crash into these 5 people. Should we move the train to go this way, or should we let it go that way? Which way should the train go?
Bro.
It just hit the second tower.
That's funny. I think that's funny. The kid going on national television news and being like, who wins? Society. Thinking he's all hot. Bro. Shut up. Like, actually, that kid needs to go to school and not come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hated that, bro. That ruined the whole video for me, honestly. Honestly, I'm not even trolling, bro. It was good, Orgy. How long you been here? I'm just kidding. Get a taste of something different. I got this one. Barb. Alright, I'm serious. I'm trolling, bro. I'm trolling. Hi, Joyce. I arrived not too long ago. Nah, you arrived just in time for the Minecraft movie. It's like it called out to you or something. Bro, my cat hates like food time. Like, I can't, like, she's always hiding. She doesn't want to eat the food. She's always hiding, and then I have to get her out, and she's, like, hissing at me and stuff. And then I place her in front of the food, she doesn't even eat it. I got the signs. Stars. Different, different, different. I'm not gonna lie, Sakura's outfit's the best one. She's my favorite. But Kazu's my favorite girl ever. No, I'm kidding. Alright, what do we watch next, bro? Disturbing 4chan threads, horrifying world of porn parodies. I don't know if I want to know about that one, bro. Internet folklore of creepypastas, YouTube kidnapper, faked death, most disturbing animation. Let's watch this one. Do not attack or harass any of the people mentioned in this video. It has been created for edutainment. Is that supposed to be education and entertainment mixed together? Edutainment sounds stupid. You using the word edutainment makes me not respect this disclaimer anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I was down to be like, oh, okay, it's a disclaimer. Not like, you gotta respect the disclaimer. But you use the word edutainment like that's a word. And you expect me to... Never mind. Obviously, I'm not going to go and harass people because I don't even do that. But not for the purpose of riling up a mob to harass others, thank you. This one is on par with the creepiness that we've got going. The first one was the creepiest video for sure. And then now we're just sticking to it, I guess. Eventually we'll get into the
animation
funny,
has long been a passion of mine. While I stopped actually doing it years ago, to this day, I find a lot of enjoyment in watching animated shows and movies, as well as web content. Unfortunately, my interest in the subject also led me to discovering the case I'm going to talk about today. Turn back now if you don't want to hear about some really disturbing stuff. Easily the worst I've ever talked about on my channel. You've been warned. Dolly Flesh. It's a name you've probably, maybe, heard before. With less than 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, he's hardly popular. Even looking at his other socials, his most popular is Instagram, with just 6,000 followers. But scrolling through his posts will reveal a number of strange pieces of artwork, mostly consisting of sculptures. The man behind the account, Leighton Almabutte, depicts various scenes with his clay models. All of these are so bizarre and strange that it's not stuff I actually want to verbally repeat out loud. But in a lot of cases, artists who create visually disturbing material can be perfectly okay without a history of terrible activity, right? Unfortunately, this is not one of those cases. As we travel further down the rabbit hole, you'll find that Dolly Flesh is probably one of the most disturbing and reprehensible individuals online today.
What is reprehensible?
The Dolly Flesh.
What does that mean? Reprehensible. I can't even tear it apart. I don't know what to reprehence is. Does that mean to like scold somebody, like yelling at them? That's the only thing that I could imagine. I feel like that's the only word that I could have connected that to.
YouTube channel began as simply a place for Leighton to share his clay animations with the world. According to the first upload on the account, his love for the medium began in 2013 with this primitive but impressive first attempt at the style. It simply depicts a few small characters interacting, using household objects as weapons on each other. While seemingly innocent enough, the violence depicted here would become a staple of all of his later claymations, with the artist showing a clear fascination in depicting gore and the macabre. These themes took a questionable turn when in 2016 that expression shifted from cartoonish skits to oddly meticulous depictions of homicide and dismemberment. Take for example Butcher Terror, a short of a masked man slaying and dissecting victims before slashing their genitals. Considering the effort that animating something like this would take, it's obviously questionable that contextless depictions of gore were the only thing he had any interest in doing. Just a few months later, he published another titled Deceived, in which two men enthusiastically create a snuff film. Content like this was far more into uncanny territory, though perhaps it could be dismissed as simple edginess. People create gory and disturbing movies every year, many of which end up at the box office for millions to see. Far worse has been depicted before in the horror genre than clay models, so the fascination itself proves nothing. At the time, Layton was operating under the username Misery.
What the hell is even that? That was terrifying. There was nothing entertaining about that, bro. People who make that kind of stuff are just weird. There's no story behind it or anything. You just wanted to show murder and blood in a clay fashion.
Magic, which a cursory search of reveals a since deactivated DeviantArt account. Here, he would post pieces such as Emma the homicidal antisocial introvert, who, according to him, has an unhealthy obsession with grape juice and Dinkle Puff cereal. But the other art posted to the account is far more revealing. On August 10th, 2017, Layton photographed a sculpture he made in tribute to Pogo the Clown. For the unaware, Pogo was the children's persona used by the notorious murderer John Wayne Gacy, something Layton himself notes in the description. Idolization of a convicted serial killer is...
I hate when they show pictures. Like you can tell me that it's a murderer, but when you show me the picture of it, it freaks me out. I don't know why. Just because that person was actually out there, you know what I mean? That's what that was weird.
It's really not a good look when put alongside his blood-laden body horror pieces. Yeah, but it's especially concerning when taking into account the character he debuted
like
just
he
prior,
wants to
Itchy the
murder
Maniac.
someone.
Itchy, much like Gacy, was a similarly bloodthirsty clown, though instead of targeting little boys, Layton's character murdered women. He published 2 animations starring Itchy on his channel, both set in a homemade torture chamber and both glorifying excessive amounts of gore.
Ew.
But in case you're not entirely convinced of the connection, Itchy the Clown, Dinner, even begins with a pan shot, in which we can see a mask of Pogo hung upon his wall. The signs that Layton was not mentally well were always there, but as the years went on, they only became more apparent. He was so proud of these animations that he began signing them with his real legal name. Following this, it wasn't long before he started to implement himself into these fantasies, depicting himself engaging in acts of cannibalism and murder alongside his creations.
Hey, yo!
Only getting more and more obscene, he interestingly began to receive some more acclaim from his peers. In
dude's a
September,
freak.
one DeviantArt user penned an entire journal entry promoting Misery Magic, writing, "We have something special for you this month, but beware. This is not for the faint of heart. This artist takes sculpture to a completely different turn than you might find anywhere else on DeviantArt. These works are completely and delightfully grotesque." I will pin a few up here, but
don't say
please go to our feature to
delightfully.
see some more hand-picked specimens.
Delightfully is the
recognition for
wrong
just how far
word,
he was
bro.
willing to go led him to make a handful of acquaintances online, other artists who admired him due to his unique style of artwork. Indeed, on a technical level, his work was impressive, though those who spoke to him at all were quickly put off by his bleak outlook on life and frequent disturbing comments. One even recalled having a dream in which they woke up to find him arrested for murder. In early 2018, Layton officially changed his alias from Misery Magic to Dolly Flesh. He subsequently became less active on social media. It wouldn't upload for the next 2 years. It's uncertain why exactly he took this break.
If this is the dude who's making this stuff, like, on one hand, he doesn't look like he would do anything crazy. But then again, just because you don't look like you do anything crazy doesn't mean you wouldn't do anything crazy. Like, it's been done before, it's obviously. On the other hand, that haircut is... That's bizarre, bro. That haircut might be the most bizarre thing this dude has ever done. He looks pretty. Okay. Calm down. That's a weird. I don't even know what this dude's on yet.
Break. They'll get...
If you attracted to serial killers, chill, bro. Chill, bro. I opted out of the visuals. This is now an auditory experience for me. That's valid. That's valid, bro. So feel free to describe what stuff he looks... No. Look at the picture, bro. This is just what the person looks like himself. You can look at this. Yogurt said he's pretty. I think he's got smooth skin. I wouldn't call him pretty, though. And I think his haircut is goofy. Okay, Yogurt Boys. I'm still sexier, right, Yogurt Boys? 5 out of 5 would look again. Alright. We don't know if this dude is going to murder somebody in the future yet, though. So. Anyway.
Given his age, it could have been due to complications with school. Then, in February of 2019, he returned to Twitter after a 4-month hiatus to announce, "I have a new video idea. It's gonna be me dancing with clay boobies on. Also, milk will come out. I just need to find the perfect sexy music for it. Or should it be a talking video?" He also uploaded a YouTube video simply titled, "I am hungry." In the video, he is eating out of a clay sculpture of a baby.
See? Are you attracted now? Are you attracted now? Now his haircut doesn't look so good, does it? Now he looks creepy. He's creepy, guys.
Taking spaghetti from its insides and shoveling it into his mouth. It's worth noting that his description of the video calls it a sex doll. While Leighton's sick fascinations were always rooted in violence,
Yogurt boys. What the fudge do you have me watching, bro? That was not cool. What?
one noticeable trend that began in early 2018 was his drift towards sexual fantasies as well.
Did you see that? It said, "I remember having an obsession of wanting to be RAP'd by a hot girl. I remember looking at a cover of Britney Spears in a dress and black hair and would tell lots of others I wish she could RAP me." That's crazy! Bro, just be a normal person and have sexual fetishes of y'all consensually sexing. Sorry I left, so I don't know what was said, but to sway the allegations, I don't think he's pretty. I meant to say he pretty much looks like someone who would hurt someone. Oh, since you said he looked normal. He looked, bro, when he was eating spaghetti out of that kid, he did not look pretty at all.
One noticeable trend that began in early 2018 was his drift towards sexual fantasies as well. The already gruesome dismemberment pieces now had an element of perversion, with body parts being stuck in orifices where they clearly didn't belong. Oftentimes, pieces wouldn't have any horror at all, and were entirely pornographic in nature. He even began to depict himself having intercourse, while asking others to describe what the experience felt like to him. A quick glimpse of his Twitter likes also confirms this, revealing he may also have a scat fetish. Shortly after his return, Leighton uploaded another video welcoming viewers to his channel, as well as announcing his future plans. He begins it by discussing how he intends to lose his virginity.
So yeah, pretty much, I've also been looking forward to losing my virginity to like a hot, rapey, freaking slim white chick, because I'm more comfortable with forward slutty girls, because the awkward girls would just make like everything awkward.
In this video, he also
Bro, what is he talking about, bro? That's crazy. Going on the internet and saying that kind of stuff is crazy. Brother. What? 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 Bro, what? There was a super big and mainstream song called "I'm a Scat Man" when I was a kid. That's gross. I could never.
While at first glance,
I don't even like sitting on the toilet, bro. Me personally, I don't even like sitting on the toilet. So it's hard to believe other people like being the toilet. You know what I'm saying?
It may appear as an innocent place to upload Let's Plays. Delving a little further will reveal that most of the videos are actually just school shooting fantasies. Leighton would later go on to clarify that when he stated he'd be losing his virginity to a forward slutty hot girl, he actually meant a forward slutty silicone sex doll. In fact,
how is that rapey then? He specifically said the word rapey white chick or something like that. But if she's inanimate, she can't do that.
In fact, he later went on to call.
So stop having sex now. Get a silicone sex doll instead. That's so much better. That's good advice, bro. Oh my God, is that good advice? Bro, this whole time I wasn't doing that. Oh my god, it's that easy? You mean to tell me it's that easy?
For others to follow in his footsteps, proclaiming that you only live once, so stop having sex now and get a silicone sex doll instead. Those of you in the audience who are more optimistic,
you don't need to show the video again,
the
bro.
The description of the I am hungry video was an offhand joke, a remark that I'm reading into too much. Unfortunately, that is not the case. For unknown reasons, Layton's mother wouldn't let him purchase a quality sex doll, which seems like a weird thing to ask your mom for. This then forced the punished artist to use his claymation abilities to sculpt one himself. In one tweet, he states, "We'll soon get a more skin color clay, so I can feel more horny looking at my clay girls." In another, he shows himself fisting a homemade fleshlight. But the smoking gun in this trail is from June 14th of 2019, where he plainly states, "I am going to construct a life-size sex doll or save up to buy one." I can't judge too harshly for just wanting to buy a sex doll. If you're in my audience, you've probably been there before. What I'm saying is that my subscribers are weird freaks. But more revealing to his derangement is how he ends that tweet. "The one without arms or legs. There is no running away in my house, fucker." Definitely an odd statement. That same day, he elaborated on the sentiment, writing, "I want to lose my virginity to a sex doll because it is made to replicate a real dead girl by like 99%. We will do a lot of kinky things. I'll take a crap on your chest and roll in it. It's called browning." It's called browning. "And I'll let you puke and pee in my mouth. And I'll also give you a nice warm bath." Maybe it's about time to point out he planned to name it after one of his favorite cam girls. Even down to his masturbation habits, he exhibits a disturbing
Oh
level of
my god! This might be the freakiest person that I've heard of in any of these videos. Bro. Nah, I don't know. I mean, maybe though. Cause I'm saying the other dude, the furry dude that would like go to dog parks and steal people's poo and eat it, or not people, but dogs. That's crazy. The issue isn't even that he likes that, it's the fact he wants us to know. The issue is that he wants her to be dead, bro. That's the real issue. Cause that other furry dude did he die because he ate too much feces? I mean, that dude is on another level. Why do I have to watch this stuff, bro?
Something that will become harrowing in later crimes. It became apparent that artistic expression wasn't enough for him as an outlet, and he was now using clay to act them out instead. This is where things take a strange turn. Well, as strange as a turn can be in a story about a guy who has sex with dolls he made from clay and shits on their chests, and idolizes serial killers.
I was gonna say, this dude, he's probably gonna kill somebody. So I don't know what you mean it only hurts him. But the furry dude, yeah. Yogurt Boys, you messed me up, bro. You honestly messed me. Like I'm gonna be 85 years old and I'm gonna remember that there was a dude that ate his own poop and almost died. Or people thought he died. Like, do you realize how, you've ruined my life, bro. You've genuinely ruined my life with these videos. What is wrong with you, bro?
Layton's return to
We're
YouTube
all in this together. No, we're not! You've already seen the video. You watched this on your own accord, out of your own free will. And now you're making me do it also. Did they show him eating it? Eating what? The poo? No. No. They did not. Only spaghetti.
Was meant to be his first step in an attempt at establishing a legitimate online career. Rather than remaining underground, he wanted actual mainstream recognition for his work. He promoted it alongside two other channels, Flesh Dolly, the previously mentioned gaming channel, and Mushy Flesh, which apparently was intended for commentary videos. The Mushy Flesh channel will be for talking about bigger YouTubers. I want to release the Losing Virginity sex doll at the same time while talking about the bigger animator. Apparently, he intended to call out a super popular animator he believed to have plagiarized Itchy the Clown. The rest of his announcement video teases other content he planned to produce.
Pretty much, I'm gonna be having a lot of crazy videos coming up. One of them isn't really as crazy, but one of them is pretty much gonna be like, I'm gonna have clay tits and a bra, and it's gonna lactate milk out, and I'll probably like dance to some music.
You wish this was a joke, but
Bro, I thought it was a joke the first time. He's so serious about it. The worst part, bro, the worst part is the fact that he definitely, what was I about to say? I forgot. I blanked.
I assure you, he is a man of his word.
Ew.
Yes, darling. I hit my head while driving car. My head hurts, my head hurts.
Sorry you had to see that, but in early 2019...
What is wrong with you? Why do I have to watch this, bro? Why? 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 Bro, Zeph. What's up? What's up, Zeph? Bro. Anything you're thinking right now about me, Zeph, none of this is me. Yogurt said she had videos for me to watch. She lined up videos, and this is the videos she's talking about. Okay? She's the freak, not me. Okay? I don't want Zeph thinking anything bad about me, Yogurt. I'm putting it on to you. Sorry, bro. We got so much love. Anyways, Zeph, what's good? Bro, it's crazy how my cat will not eat. I said this 20 minutes ago. She will not eat under any circumstances. But all of a sudden, I give her her shot. And the thing is, she's supposed to eat before she gets her shot. But I think it's more important that the shots are layered 12 hours apart than that she eats beforehand. So I have to give her her shot even though she doesn't eat. As soon as I give her her shot, bro, guess what she does? She eats! She's a gobbler. Crazy. But anyway, Zeph was good, bro. It's been like 4 days. I want to say it's been more than that because you were not here when I beat Elden Ring Night Rain, were you? Were you here? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you was gone. I've been on Roblox and CS grind lately. I've played Roblox once. I've never played CS. I like that game. Bro. Orgy. Bro, Zeph, you want to know something crazy? I forgot. Orgy said this. It's just the fact that Orgy's like 37 years old. Apparently, he played League of Legends for like 17 years. That's crazy. Is that not crazy? The amount of like the League of Legends people in chat were you and Jasper, and I was like, oh, y'all are the pros. Bro, this dude played for 17 years. Since day one, he's been playing, and he never thought to mention it. Since 2012. Wait, oh, so you're saying you, from 2012 to like 2025 or something. That's crazy, isn't it? Bro just did not want to tell us at all. Even though we were talking about League, bro. And I swear one time I was talking about duoing with you and Jasper and being like, we could all play together. 2012 to when Diablo 4 came out. That's so facts, bro. They could have not duo queued. They could have queued up into the same game at some point. I don't remember that. But that's wild, huh?
All of these projects would come to a halt. If his past actions and words are anything to go by, Layton often uses his art as a medium to express thinly veiled fantasies. In May of 2019, he began creating pieces depicting animal abuse.
You know what the crazy thing is? This sculpture is like so much better. I tried boosting a friend on NA, impossible with that ping. I forgot about ping. You guys probably didn't play on the same server then ever.
Including an image set of himself dismembering a clay cat.
That'd be crazy,
on the 6th of May, he tweeted, "I think I'll purchase some hamsters soon, as a form of company." The next day, he posted 3 hamsters with a smiley face. 1 week later, Layton filmed himself playing with the 3 hamsters on his YouTube channel. Its description reads, "Pin stabbed, drowned, microwaved." The next day, he uploaded an 11-minute video showcasing exactly that, torturing and maiming each of the hamsters, one by one. The video was quickly removed for violating YouTube's terms of service. The audience he'd accumulated attempted to have him investigated by the authorities. Unfortunately, due to his low profile, there wasn't enough backlash to catch the attention of law enforcement, meaning he wouldn't face repercussions for some time. In fact, his social media activity suggests he continued business as usual after realizing there would be no immediate consequence for his actions. In case all of the other red flags weren't enough, he began conceptualizing a first-person massacre animation. He also created a clay mask to use in his future vlog-style videos, though the only video content that saw the light of day was him pretending to molest a children's toy. The inactivity on behalf of Canadian police was not unlike that seen in the Luka Magnotta case, of whom Layton clearly took inspiration from.
Bro, thanks for the follow, bro. My headphones are not working. Can you... No.
Given the video's naming scheme, originally titled 1 Kid, 3 Hamsters.
Orgy, you know what to do. Take care of this dude. Talk to him for me.
But another similarity is how the two attempted to sensationalize their crimes. Luka created promotional materials prior to the release of his videos, and taunted amateur detectives who wanted to see him arrested for abusing kittens. Layton similarly sought infamy, and was disappointed at the initial response, or rather, lack thereof. Because of this, almost exactly a year after the video was filmed, he decided to distribute it again, this time across Reddit. On May 14th of 2020, Layton began posting 1 Kid, 3 Hamsters across a multitude of subreddits, splitting it into 3 individual parts. These communities ranged from horror literature groups to work-safe pages such as Young People YouTube. He used several different Reddit accounts to use this, all being variations of Dolly Flesh with a number afterwards. If there's one thing to be learned from the internet, it's that cruelty towards animals of any kind will be swiftly punished. His freedom would only last another week, when finally, on May 22nd, the 20-year-old was arrested on 3 counts of animal cruelty. But this isn't the end of his story. If you pay attention to his social media, he continued posting on Instagram well into April. He was able to verbalize his woes of a sex doll.
How often will you find a girlfriend that's custom designed and perfect the way you look, or even one without arms and legs? Maybe you'll get tired of screwing her in her plastic bum and want to move to her ear canals which are stretchier than real human ear canals.
As well as hit himself in the face with a hammer. It turns out, Layton was given the choice of bail only 3 days after his arrest. This was so outrageous that there was a protest over this decision, with people who wanted him imprisoned for his crimes standing outside the Kelowna courts. The protest ultimately was unsuccessful, and it's unknown what Layton has been up to since his arrest. He was likely advised to stay off social media by lawyers, though honestly I don't think that was much of a help to him given what he did. Layton's trial was scheduled to take place in August, and would have lasted approximately 3 days. Instead, on June 3rd, 2021, he pled guilty. It's currently not known how he'll be sentenced, though the article that broke the story states he is undergoing additional psychiatric examinations due to his social media presence and the content posted there. With all of that out of the way, it does beg the question of what happens next. The punishment for animal cruelty is, at most, a few years, so it's honestly worrying what he'll do once the case is concluded. It's unclear if he expresses any remorse for what he's done, but it seems unlikely given his previous activities. After initially posting the video, he only reposted it due to his lack of notoriety at the time. It seems that he got everything he wanted. He is now known by locals and onlookers online as the Kelowna Hamster Killer. It's also unclear if, following the sentence, his behavior will escalate, but there's some speculation that it could already be happening privately, away from our eyes.
Bro.
It's worth pointing out that an entire year passed between when Layton filmed himself with the hamsters and his conviction. Beyond what he's published willingly online, his time in that period is largely unaccounted for. It is extremely possible that he could have escalated. For what it's worth, this is all speculation, but locals in his area have begun questioning if he could have been responsible for a separate series of crimes. In June of 2020, local news reports began to emerge of pet cats being found cut straight in half. While at first dismissed as simply the doing of an animal, the odd circumstances surrounding the cases and frequency of them caused them to suspect that someone may be going around, torturing, mutilating, and killing cats in Kelowna. This was later discussed in the area's subreddit, where a majority of the commenters began pointing to Layton, specifically highlighting the aforementioned image set of him dismembering a cat. Its caption? I like cats better. Now, it's worth pointing out that this is all speculation, and not even my own. The pet owner from the first incident also pointed out that their cat's autopsy indicated it had been the victim of a coyote attack, not some deranged human. In a thread from the subreddit Morbid Reality, several classmates gathered to discuss their own experiences with him. These two are unverified, and should be taken with a grain of salt, though it's worth mentioning that they seem to corroborate each other's stories. 3 different individuals alleged
How is this
he was
still
expelled from
going,
school,
bro?
with 2 stating it was because he threatened to put mustard gas in the building's vents. One quoted him as stating that he wanted to kill all the pregnant bitches to multiply the kill count. There are also claims that he produced a claymation animation depicting himself killing his grad class. If true, it's unknown what this is in reference to, be it a previously mentioned short or the first-person massacre he had in production.
Brother.
Although he is facing some legal consequences for his actions, ultimately, Layton got what he wanted out of the situation. Where social pressures, morality, and shame elude him, his desire to be known and hated for his actions are ultimately all that matters.
I'm not gonna lie,
While his
Yogurt
future is
Boys.
uncertain, the sad truth is that if allowed to continue his activities
This
unhindered,
was not the
it's likely he
video.
will return to his ways, until he does something more serious and is incarcerated for longer. Definitely one of the most disturbing individuals I've had to research online. The few funny moments along the way will never make up for the abject
Don't
cruelty.
say I've had to. Don't say one of the most disturbing people I've had to research. You didn't have to, bro. That was a choice, bro. Yeah, that one, I did not like that video, Yogurt. I'm not gonna lie, that video was tough.
He displayed in the
I
end.
did not like it.
I've been Turkey Tom. Thanks for watching.
Also, you know what's crazy? This dude came in, he was like, "Are you?" Zeth said, "Are you real?" Orgy said, "Hi." Bro did not respond. Bro's been out of here, bro. Oh my god. If I wasn't emotionally unavailable, this would mess me up. That's facts. That's facts. That's perfect. They have no streamer expectations. Account was created 1 hour ago.
Watching, and until next time, leave me alone.
Leave me alone. That video was tough, bro. Not tough as in like, oh, that was tough. I think it's a bot. Me too.
Can you? I'm the scat man.
Oh! Oh! Yeah! Get it, bada boat!
Everybody stutters one way or the other, so check out my message to you. As a matter of fact,
That was the best song you linked yet, Orgy.
I don't let nothing hold you back. If the scat man can do it, so can you.
That's the only good part. You can turn it off, bro.
I'm the professor and all I can tell you.
Bro. Crazy. BR cringe vids. Okay, link one, bro. Oh my god. That video was hard to watch, bro. That was I mean, we still on the what was it? Like the creepy vibe. But then again, we're not, because I think that was the last creepy video. I think all the other ones are going to be, like, funny. Thank God, you know what I'm saying? That one was tough, though. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know who that... I don't know who that is. Frick. Alright, I guess what should we watch next, bro? What should we watch next? Y'all think Jasper is ever going to apologize? He might genuinely be gone forever. I think he might. Faked death. YouTube kidnapper. Creepypasta. Porn parodies. Disturbing 4chan threads. Femboy blackmail cult. I just realized all the videos, bro... All the videos that I've been linked to watch today are just like messed up. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to say it. But like this one's about a kidnapper, this one's about creepypastas, this one's about porn parodies, this one's about disturbing. It literally has the word disturbing in the title. This one says cult and this one is faked death. I'm starting to understand what y'all like. When I say y'all, I guess it's just yogurt. But I'm pretty sure Orgy likes the same one. The kidnapping one is more innocent. It's not about an actual kidnapping. Oh. Yippee. I think you might have to take the first step if you want him back. No. No, I'm not going to do that. I do want him back, but he broke the only rule so many times, and he did it only to hurt me. The only way I'll get him back is with an apology. That's the only universe. Let's watch... See, that one's 54 minutes long, bro. We're gonna be here forever. This one's only 10 minutes. 24. Should we watch this one already? This one's gonna be freaky, but alright. Today we are talking about something even Curtis Connor, Drew Gooden, Danny Gonzalez, and Penguin Zero wouldn't talk about. We were going to be rating porn parodies based on how they actually recreate the source material. I think Penguin Zero would talk about that, bro. I think Charlie Critical would talk about that. I told you we aren't watching all of them. Oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember you saying that. We're going to watch them all at some point, but today, I guess not.
Have you...
What?
ever been watching your favorite show and said to yourself, what if they were f***ing? Well, I got some good news and I got some bad news. The bad news is that you're going to hell. But the good news is that there are cinematic masterpieces ready to fill your needs. Porn parodies. You thought parodies were only for popular songs on 2014 YouTube? Nope, the porn industry knows what people want
for a long time,
of popular franchises for years now. In fact, the earliest known film in this genre is a parody of Batman.
In the strip club, straight up jerking it something something it ha well.
Called Bat Pussy. Where's the clit? Back in those days, though, you had to wander into a dirty old theater or some adult film store to watch these masterpieces. But thanks
now
to a
you got the internet.
You can now watch these in your dirty old home. Jordan Peterson said to clean your room, so get to it. Jordan Peterson's also probably having an aneurysm every time someone clicks on this video. But anyways, today we're gonna look at a couple of these films and rate how well they actually.
My
function
room's
as
already
parodies.
clean,
What's
bro.
up? It's your boy Brandon Abstract. So I came up with a rubric to grade all these to make sure that it's fair. I know college is just starting, so I dare someone to send this to the professor and ask why the grading rubric is so weird. And if you're not old enough to be in college, get out of here. The adults are talking. So anyways, there are 3 categories I'm going to be grading them on.
Yeah, yogurt boys. Yogurt boys. Yeah. Yeah, yogurt boys. The only one in this chat that's not old enough to be going to college, and she's the one that links the video about porn parodies.
First is the overall feel, just how much it aesthetically matches the show. So we're gonna be looking
I mean, you've already watched the video. I'm not gonna have you leave.
The overall vibe of the film. Does it match the freak of the source material? Second, we're gonna be looking at the storyline. Is the setup believable in the context of the source material, or are they just getting straight to business? And finally,
I'm gonna move my camera.
We're gonna be looking at the overall humor of the film, since by definition, parodies are supposed to be comedic. Also,
Bro, a funny. I don't even know what like movies we're gonna watch, but if there's like the Titanic or like To Kill a Mockingbird or something, but it's what the frick? Dang.
Yeah.
If we're doing To Kill a Mockingbird or something, and they turn it into a funny porn parody, that might be worth it, bro. That might be so worth it.
Quick, just wearing a costume does not count as a parody. They have to be actively trying to recreate the source material. So I guess my apologies to Purple Bitch. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's get into our first cinema.
Fine shit, that's what she is. SpongeBob.
So we're gonna start with a show that I imagine most of us grew up
Why,
with,
yogurt boys? Why does the first one gotta be SpongeBob? And why is the chapter gotta be this long? The whole video is SpongeBob. Don't you know how much I love SpongeBob, bro? This is gonna ruin it for me.
Unless you're my friend Alex who did not like SpongeBob growing up. What the fuck is up with that, dude? Anyways, this parody is called SpongeNob Square Nuts, so we're already off to a great start. The first thing that it opens with is a full-on parody of the intro.
Listen to vibrator under the sea.
Like, even down to what is visually in the opening, they really nail. It opens up with a pirate portrait with human lips transposed on top of it. It has SpongeNob hopping around with that ocean flower effect. Brother, they even got the talking fish. After that, we get our first shot of SpongeNob in his home going through a sequence which is really realistic to the show, but something's kind of off.
What a beautiful morning.
Oh my goodness.
This representation of SpongeBob is just horrifying. Like, I appreciate that they went all out on it, but I feel like they could have gotten the same thing done just by painting the dude yellow and putting him in normal hue. All out on it, but I feel like they could have gotten the same thing done.
In the stripped club, straight up jorking it. And by jorking it, haha, well, let's just say my peanuts. I figured out what it said.
Just by painting the dude yellow and putting him in normal.
Shout out to Zeph for jorking.
Or at least take this costume and put a fake face over it instead of just leaving this guy's face hanging out there. While this might be some of the greatest body horror I've ever seen in my life, I do think it's really fucking funny, and I'm glad they went with this direction. So after that jump scare, SpongeBob goes through his morning routine, which is really accurate to the show.
Good morning, Bikini Bottom. Good morning, Pillow. Good morning, Bed. And good morning, good looking. You talking to me? Are you talking to me, punk?
Our actor then gives us his attempt at the SpongeBob laugh. Honestly, it's not that bad. It's better than what I expected based on the costume.
Crazy.
So now we're going to get into the main problem that's going to kick off.
What am I watching, bro?
SpongeNob, what are you going to do today?
Ew.
Well, gee, there's no Patrick.
I didn't look in the holes before this.
There's no Squidward.
Oh yeah, Zeph, we lost our emotes. I ungave Jasper permission to write the thing. Shut up. I ungave Jasper permission to be an editor, and I think all the emotes that he added are now gone.
I have
Is
no one
that-
to play with.
Is that how
SpongeBob
that
has a day
works?
off, but he doesn't know what he's gonna do. But the bigger problem is that there's
Don't say
no one to
why.
hang out with. So what is SpongeNob to do?
So I guess I'll just have to play with myself.
Beautiful wording on that. So
Ew.
SpongeNob realizing that he's going to have to play with himself leads him down this existential crisis, with some bonus commentary on real-world issues.
What if I'm alone forever? Who will I play underwater cops and robbers with? I guess I'll just have to play underwater cops. But then, who will I aggressively question in underwater interrogation? Nobody, that's who!
But there is something even bigger that happens in this monologue.
Dude, I feel like I'm gonna throw up during this stream. Is that crazy? But for some reason, all the emotes that he added aren't there anymore. So we gotta re-add them. Or at least the ones that you think are worth adding. Because some of them were good. Some of them were also just a dude coming on himself. You know what I mean? But I did. But I re-added him as an editor, but either he's gotta like say yes, or he's gotta, if he did say yes, he's gotta go back in or something. I don't know. But don't call me a freak. It's not nice.
Only one of me. Alone. By myself. The last of the Sponge Hickens.
Did we just get a lore drop? So I had to Google this just to see if this was something that was brought up in the actual show, and I couldn't find anything. Which means that SpongeBob SquareNuts has its own canon. This could be like a darker, more adult timeline in the SpongeBob multiverse, which would explain why
You
he
don't
looks
got
like that. Luckily, SpongeBob is able to use some quick thinking to come up with a solution to his extinction problem.
Just all you actually have to do is get the ones that Orgy and Yogurt Boys miss. The ones that they said were their favorites that are now gone, those are the ones we need back.
Yeah,
and I guess I could do that too.
Good.
You want me to do what, SpongeNob?
Give me a sponge baby, Sandy.
Alright, we'll talk about the plan in a second, but why does this
Sponge
actress sound
baby?
exactly like Sandy?
You want me to do what, SpongeNob?
Like, why is that the wildest part to me? The whole SpongeNob
I don't
wanting a
think
sponge
she
baby
does.
is also up there.
Give me a sponge baby, Sandy.
Brother,
Speaking of which, I felt like the storyline was really believable in the context of SpongeBob.
Yeah,
until
that's
we
a
got
Zeph
to this plot
emote.
point. I could think of better reasons why these two characters would do things with each other. Like they want to practice a forbidden karate technique, or Sandy's like doing an experiment that requires a specimen from SpongeNob, but I digress. So we move on to some good commentary of the problems in this plan that SpongeNob has laid out.
Well, I'm not totally opposed to having a baby with you, but I gotta tell you, eating our young runs in my family.
Well, even if that did happen, it'd still be okay. Because being indigestible runs in my family.
All of this, by the way, is true. They really did their research. But then we move on to the real big problem here.
Well, alright then, but how are we gonna do this? I mean, I can't breathe underwater.
And sadly, SpongeNob has a solution for this.
Well, lucky for you, Sandy, I'm a sponge. I'm filled with air. So if you keep on sucking on me, you'll be able to breathe.
And this leads us into the action, but not before we get one more meta joke.
Well, alrighty then. Let's get her done.
Let's get her done.
You said that thing that unfunny comedian said.
And yeah, after this,
What?
I really can't show anything more.
Oh, wow.
I will say that they stay in character the whole time and have a couple more one-liners.
Wait till Mr. Krabs hears about this.
They also didn't
Ew,
change the aspect of
bro.
SpongeNob Yellow, which surprised me.
It
But
just
that's
hit me
about-
that this is porn. I thought it was some creepy stuff again. No. Technically, yeah, but no. How many drugs did they take for this? They had to be off the coke, bro. There's no way they weren't. You're so
for this
right.
parody, so we can now rate this bubble blowing bad boy.
Wow.
So in terms of overall feel, I feel like they did a pretty good job. The opening, the transitions, and the sound.
How do we have so much, bro? How do we have this much more to talk? Oh, there's a Pokemon one too. Great, thanks, Yogurt. My two favorite cartoons. My 2 favorite cartoons, and you're out here trying to ruin both of them.
Sound like they were straight from SpongeBob. While SpongeBob is definitely terrifying to look at, he does act like SpongeBob up until his solution to the problem. Sandy is unironically a good representation of the character from the costume, voice.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Sandy was kind of hot. Even in the porn parody, bro, this version of Sandy, low-key, where's she at? She was kind of hot.
Now onto the scenery.
Bro, she's a real person.
They have like ocean objects in there to represent that they're underwater. But honestly, I don't think it would have been that much more work to recreate SpongeBob's actual bedroom in the show, since I think that's where this is supposed to be taking place. So overall on feel, I'm feeling a 4. So for the storyline, like I said before, I think it really started off strong, but the setup really misses the mark. Like, I don't think SpongeBob would actually understand the concept of how to make a child. If I had to do one of those memes of like who knows about sex and who has it for SpongeBob, this is probably what it would look like.
Knows what sex is, has it. Doesn't know what sex is, has it. Knows what it is, doesn't. That's a good one, bro. That's funny, bro.
So with all that said, I'm going to give the storyline like a 3. Now, finally for humor, I think this had a lot of good jokes, but none of them felt like SpongeBob jokes. A lot of the jokes here were funny, but they were just references to other media, which I think lands it in the strong 3 territory. So the final rating for SpongeBob SquareNuts is 3.33 bags of popcorn with a bonus kelp shake for the body horror. And with that, we can move on to our next parody.
Valid. It's a valid rating, bro. Why, bro? Why, bro? Why?
This time we're looking at a parody of the popular...
This is how you know you've made it in life, bro. You know you've made it when they're out here making porn of you, bro. That's how you know you made it.
Game series, Pocket Monsters, aka Pokemon. Yet another one of my childhood shows, ready to be ruined. And I got nothing else to say about it, so let's get into the parody, Strokemon.
Oh my god, bro.
Once again, we are delighted to a parody of the opening theme. That being said, they didn't even really try to recreate the visuals, and the song just sounds wrong overall. It kind of sounds like someone asked an AI to make a not safe for work version of the Pokemon theme, so we can just skip ahead to the introduction of our characters, and oh my god, what is that? What did they do to
I've
Pikachu?
seen that before,
Look,
bro.
the costume.
When was this video posted? 8 months ago. I've definitely seen that Pikachu way before 8 months ago.
Were going great until...
How much you want to bet the reason he made the porn parodies video in the first place is because of that picture?
That? Like, SpongeBob
Like,
was horrifying in a funny way. This is just messed up. Alright, panic attack aside, our introduction is the gang going from bedroom to bedroom to capture Strokemon, which is the version of Pokemon in this universe. They then give us a little exposition of the entire world.
Strokemon trainer Gash and his friends Cock and Fisty and his trusted Strokemon Pikachu have wandered from bedroom to bedroom looking for some new Strokemon to catch in this strange and sexy neo-Asian yet strangely slightly Asianless magical talking creature-filled pastel-colored...
I hate the names.
They then run up on a Strokemon
That was
and Gash has the appropriate response to it.
Disgusting. What is that?
What the fuckymon is that?
So we find out this Strokemon's name is...
Sucky Dry.
That's right, it even says his name, just like the actual show. So Misty, or Fisty, recommends Gash fights it with his Dikachu.
Gash, why don't you just send Dikachu in there to fight it?
What? No way, Fisty. I'll just whip out my Dikachu in public and wave it around all willy-nilly.
Honestly, I'm surprised that they have some morals in this show. I'm glad that Gash is against public indecency.
That's not what I hear.
Hey man, quit busting my Pokeballs, okay? That was a screening for 50 Strokes of Grey. What was I supposed to do, not masturbate?
Alright, never mind. Before they fight it though, Cock recommends to Gash that he should check what type of Strokemon it is using his Strokedex.
First I need to know what type of Strokemon that is before I figure out how I'm gonna capture it.
You better use your Strokedex.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Bro,
Cock.
he's just got his eyes closed.
Please subscribe so I can get a VPN sponsorship.
Crazy.
I could have really used it for this video.
Cock?
We then get the mandatory
Bro, no universe. No universe is anybody, even a VPN website, gonna do that. The only sponsorship that this dude could get is the one for like the adult toys.
Dex?
Don't mention it, bitch.
He's been binge watching Breaking Bad on the Strokedex Netflix app.
Truthfully, I'm gonna have to call Saul to sue whoever made this for the distress that it's causing me right now.
Ew, bro.
All right, stand back. I want to catch the Strokemon with my Strokey ball.
Why is it blue?
Because I haven't played with it in a while, that's why.
Dika.
Never mind, that whole interaction just cured my depression.
I wonder
Now,
if they
I
are
can't
gonna
show the
mention
battle
10-inch
due to the
Mutant Ninja
representation of
Turtles.
Squirtle in this
I
universe,
hope
so
not.
just use your imagination. But it was really underwhelming.
I
They
hope
didn't
to
even bother
God
doing the
no.
whole thing when he uses the Pokeball to catch the Strokemon. We do get some good commentary on the entire concept of Pokemon, though.
Oh, right. I just caught a new Strokemon.
You're really good at letting your Strokemon do all the work and then throwing a ball at what you want to capture, Gash.
Hey, Fisty, thanks a lot.
And finally, we get some real dialogue to humanize the character of Pikachu.
Is that a
or
thing?
Strokemonize that, you know what.
Dika, 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 Dikachu, 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 Dika,
Honestly, they should just have her say the N-word one of these times, because she's very close anyway.
Dika, Dika, Dikachu, 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 Dika, 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 Dika. What did she say?
Oh, that I just have like a really big dick.
Anyways, it's time for the B-plot. Yep, there's a second storyline in this. So
Well, the
Fox
first
all of a sudden-
storyline wasn't going to end in sex, so I would assume so. I hope so. I remember the name because it's kind of catchy. Not seen the actual thing, though. It is. It's in the part 2 of this vid. Shut up! Oh my god. How do you know that? How do you know that, Yogurt Boys?
That's a great idea, Cock. How about we all go with you? No! Today, Cock is going to enjoy some cock time.
It turns out
I wasn't vibing with the video, but now I'm so back, bro.
No!
Now I'm so back.
Cock is going to enjoy some cock time.
It turns out Cock has an appointment
Oh,
with Joy
shoot.
at a gym.
I didn't think you were ever gonna show up.
Yeah, but I finally came.
No, you haven't come yet. But you will. Now turn your head and cough.
And that's the B-plot. That's literally it. So we get back to Gash and Misty when the real villains
That's
show
crazy,
up.
bro.
What's happening? Dika?
Allow us to stroke-a-deuce ourselves.
Ew.
Screw the world out of masturbation.
To make sex only about...
Stop! Stop! Please! Don't do that!
Piece of cum just for kicks.
Then you can eat a bag of dicks.
Jizzy.
Jams.
Team Cockett blasts off for the mole right.
Give up now or we'll fucking fight.
Don't be a bunch of pussies.
You know, I was thinking this whole time, how is Meowth gonna look in this?
Bro.
And that's not what I expected. That being said, I fuck with
I didn't
Jam
even
very
notice
heavily.
Meowth
You
was
can eat a
there,
bag of
bro.
dicks.
So we finally get to see Pikachu in action against Team Cockett.
This better be a lesbian sex scene. Because if they listen, if they have their Pokemon, right? Sorry, Stroke. If they start using Thunderbolt and whatnot, I'm gonna lose it, bro. If there's special effects where I see a giant lightning thing, bro, they just better have sex, okay? That's what I want. That's all I want from this. You know, it would make it make sense.
Because Pikachu sprays fluids on them. And that's enough for Team Cockett to leave, but they don't even blast off. They just leave the room.
Dicks.
And we are finally at the setup for the action. And that's that Fisty wants to show appreciation to our hero.
Here's what I think, bro. I don't care to see those guys naked. Obviously, it's a YouTube video. I'm not gonna. But I think if you introduce a character into porn, they should take their clothes off.
The problem is who she identifies as the hero.
Yup.
Well, that was pretty brave.
It was nothing.
I know. I was talking to Pikachu.
Huh?
Fisty wants to fuck Pikachu. But Gash is also welcomed.
Well, it seems like my hero and her sidekick deserve a hero's present.
Alright, I have to say, who sees this cute little creature and goes, I want to fuck that. Secondly, who is seeing this interpretation and still wants to do that? Look, man, I understand sexy cosplay.
Oh
like
my
that picture
God,
of Jessica
bro.
Nigri as Pikachu from like 2010 was probably a key moment in my sexual awakening. But come on now. Anyways, we move on to the stuff that I cannot show again. Now, originally, I was going to take away points because Gash did not put his hat backwards before the battle like he does in the anime. But luckily, he does it before he gets to the real action, so I guess that counts. Other than that, there's not that much besides the fact that Pikachu is a character the entire time, and that includes only saying Pikachu. And honestly, that's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I wonder how this includes only saying Pikachu. And honestly, that's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I wonder how this actress is breathing through all this, because as far as I can tell, her nose is covered. And even then, small nose holes aren't that great for breathing. Pretty soon, that one person from your high school who made running marathons their entire personality is gonna post a picture of them wearing this mask, training to improve their endurance. But anyways, let's rank this bad boy.
Ew,
Now,
bro.
as far as overall feel, I know they have their own lore, but the only thing that really matches up with Pokemon are the costumes. Excluding Pikachu, of course. Like, it has an opening, but it barely sounds like the original, and they didn't even try for the visuals like the SpongeBob one. So overall, I'm feeling like a light 2 on this. Now, where it really shines is the storyline, because man, did they hit beat for beat what would happen in a Pokemon episode. We get a little story about them running into a wild Pokemon, and then Team Rocket shows up and they beat them. That's like every Pokemon.
Bro, this video has just defeated me. All of these videos that I've watched today have me in a defeated slump. Bro, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to move on from this.
Episode ever. I'd hate to say it, but even the segue into the main part just makes sense for what they're trying to do. So I hate to say it, but I feel like I have to give it a 5 for the storyline. And finally, moving on to humor, once again, I think it did a really good job. It has a couple meta jokes about Pokemon, which are funny, and all the other jokes are essentially Pokemon puns. Also, most of the interactions between all the characters are just dumb funny. Honestly, I was going to give it a 4 for humor, but the more I talk about it, I just feel obligated to give it a 5. So all in all, Pokemon gets 4 tubs of popcorn and 2 blue Pokeballs for the most horrifying depiction of Pikachu I've ever seen. And now we can move on to the parody I've been looking forward to the most in this video.
Oh my god!
Now imagine being.
Why is this all, bro? When I clicked on this video and it was like, oh, porn parodies. Oh, I thought it was gonna be like adult films, bro. I thought it was gonna be Titanic, maybe Jurassic Park. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was gonna be freaking the one dude that comes down from space and murders people. He's an alien or whatever. I didn't know it was gonna be all stuff that literally is made for children. Literally everything here is made for children, and they're turning it and making it bad. Back to back to back yogurt videos will break any man. That's actually facts. That's actually so true.
Some research
I didn't think about
and
that.
you come across this image on Google, of course you're gonna click it. So this is a parody of the Lego movie called The Lego Movie, which is honestly probably the worst name out of the.
Did you see that? Did you see that? I'm starting to realize this is just self-sabotage. The types of videos I've given you are stuff I watch like once a month. That's still a little too much. That's still kind of a high number, but you know what? I'll give it to you.
Research for this video, and you come across this image on Google.
Bro, do you guys see that? Do you guys see what I'm seeing right now? Bro, I didn't even notice. He has a censored Lego penis. What the hell is this?
Of course you're gonna click it. So this is a parody of the Lego movie called The Lego Movie, which is honestly probably the worst name out of the 3 that we looked at so far. But the title does not matter, because that's not what we're looking at.
I'll come across a weird video once a month.
So once again, we open up to a parody of the original opening, Everything is Awesome, and this one actually sounds exactly like the original. They even went all out with Lego visuals, which is awesome. If anyone knows who this guy is, please get me in contact with him so I can ask him how they got on this project. So after that, we open up with our first shot, which is a line-for-line remake of the Lego Movie.
Everything is fucking awesome. Screw you, apartment.
Good morning, apartment.
Screw you, doorway.
Good morning, doorway.
Now it is slightly different, but we get a good explanation for
That's
why
kind
that
of funny.
is.
Hey, don't be offended. That's just the way we say good morning in a porno.
Also, I know you probably want to talk about the costumes right now, but let's wait until there are other.
I'm not watching this porn
now,
video 12 times a year.
On YouTube, and it really pisses me off because it's great.
Porn
Rabbit
parody.
takes a step in her
I have to, bro. I have to. Porn parody. Parody, obviously. Sorry,
by
Yoga
stepping
Boys.
on toys for adults, if you catch my drift.
Ouch!
An obvious play on how much it actually hurts to step on a Lego in real life. Seriously though, why the fuck does it hurt so much to step on a Lego? It's up there in pains with like getting a small paper cut or the unexpected loss of a loved one.
What?
Rabbit makes his way over all the toys to get to his copy of the magazine Barely Lego, which then leads to the introduction of our other main character.
She's built like a brick house playset.
Hey, Ramit, what are you doing?
Why a pie hole?
Try me, bitch. But now we can move on to finally talking about the costumes. I am genuinely impressed how much work they put into making these two look like Lego figures on top of making them look like the actual characters in the movie. It really toes the line of being scary cursed and just funny cursed. Unlike Dikachu, who is just straight up cursed.
Stop!
So far, I'm really fucking with the scenery. It's Lego all over, and the dude even has a Lego bed. So 2 thumbs up on the looks of this parody so far. Now let's keep following the storyline because we're about to get some lore.
Ever since Lab Taco Tuesday, Dixburg has become a post-apocalyptic landscape. Sorta like Mad Max, except nobody's as pale as Tom Hardy.
I was not expecting something that...
Bro, here's what I'm saying. What's got to go on in your life? Right? Because obviously people do sex work, right? Obviously. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing sex work. It's great. The world wouldn't turn without it. But what's going on in your life to where you end up in a position to do this kind of sex work? To where you're dressing up like a Lego. You're dressing up like a Dikachu. And you're doing this. Somebody tell me, because I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. The only thing that I could maybe understand is them doing it because they think it's funny. You know what I mean? And he did say at the beginning, oh, it's the point of a parody is to be funny. But like, I feel like most of these people aren't doing it because they think it's funny, bro. I think they're doing it to get a bag. And that's sad. It's a beautiful thing. You're helping someone's childhood dreams come to life. No. I will say, though, I still think Sandy was fine shit.
Heavy to be in the storyline, so I wonder how they're going to play into it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not jump ahead of dicks here. This is the first Lego movie porn parody. Let's just concentrate on part 1, okay?
Screw you.
This is the
never mind.
first
That's probably for
one.
the better. The thing that throws me off is that they say that this is the first one, which is implying that there will be more of them. I wonder
They're
if they're
gonna
have
make a
post-credit
sequel,
scene
bro.
Like Marvel.
No,
Anyways, we get a
no,
nice meta
no,
joke right after this.
no.
So, what are we gonna do then?
Well, we're gonna make jokes about how the Lego movie was a 2-hour commercial for Lego and their licenses.
I'm not gonna lie, that throwaway killed me the first time I saw this. In my head, all I could think about was this being a real set and some adult trying to buy their kid their favorite Lego set and accidentally buying them this. But Grambit knows that there's one rule to the free market that will get people to buy this set willingly.
Is
And that's
Lego
that sex
something
sells.
sexual,
Awesome
or is it
freaking
just
playset.
the
And
word
then we'll use
lay?
the word brick to replace all the other words. And then we will sex the whole thing up.
I think lay.
No words. And now it's time for the big plot point.
Bro, it literally, I'm starting to realize it wouldn't be a porn parody if they didn't have somebody painting their face yellow. Do you realize literally every single one of these porn parodies, probably made by the same person, right? Probably made by the same company or whatever. Every single one of them has somebody painting their face yellow. That's crazy.
That's gonna lead into our setup.
What's wrong, Grammit?
That's wild.
I guess every other minifigure in Dixburg is special, except me.
So we're going the same way that the actual movie did, and that's that our main character isn't special. If you haven't seen the real movie, it turns out that the main character is special, but for this adult version, he's special in a different way.
Wait,
Oh, he's
what
packing
is
a
that?
monster hog.
Oh, this is just an interlocking piece. I assume every Lego figure comes with one of these. I've got tons of bat gadgets in my bat pants. but none of them are a Bat Wang.
I'm so glad they went out of their way to include
What?
Lego Batman in this movie, even if it was just a cutaway. That being said, I haven't seen the original movie in like a decade, but I don't remember this scene being in there.
I wonder what it does if I stroke it. Whoa, brickadelic.
Bro, you know what I'm thinking? Every time I see like a cutaway or something weird happen that looks like I'm on an acid trip, I'm thinking it's this dude editing it over the video, but I'm just starting to realize that's just how the video goes. That's just how the...
Look, as unnecessary as that scene was, I am
That's
glad
crazy,
that they
bro.
included it. And luckily, Wild Piehole also enjoyed that scene.
You are special.
I am?
And I don't know why, but your pants craggle is making my hinge tile tingle.
We're forward in motion now, baby.
Wanna go down on Craggle Rock?
Save it for the Muppet porn parody. We need to figure out how the brick to use it.
But the problem, as established 30 seconds ago, is that they really don't know what they're doing. But luckily, they have a book waiting around to explain what to do, and it's called... Honestly, I wish I could just play this in full, because a mere mortal like me cannot explain it. There is one last thing they need to do before Gromit can get to it.
Are you ready for my minifigure?
Let's play a little good cop, horny cop.
Hold on, just one brick.
Okay.
Now then, why don't you get a little closer and check out this cone?
Ew.
There is one more scene before we can get
Bro,
into the
every
non-show-
single one of these videos has just left me speechless for like a giant period of time. Like I don't know what to say. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
part of this movie, and that's that it cuts to a person in real life making two Lego figures do the deed with each other.
Ooh, yeah, baby, yeah, ooh.
Which I thought was just funny on its own at first until I realized that this was an actual plot point in the Lego movie. Spoiler alert in case you haven't seen the first Lego
That's
movie, but the big
crazy,
plot
bro.
twist is that everything happening in the movie is because a kid is playing with his dad's Lego set. The whole storyline is that the dad, played by Will Ferrell, is upset that his kid keeps mixing up the Lego sets instead of playing with them the way that they were intended to be. It's this whole thing about not stifling your kid's creativity, but we're not here for moral lessons. We're here to watch two people in fucked up Lego suits have coitus. So on to the
I
not
don't
safe
know
for
if
work
that's
part.
why we're
I'm sure
here.
you're probably wondering if they stay in costume the entire time. Well, they keep the head parts on and they paint the rest of their bodies yellow. Everything else is the same as the ones before them. They
Okay,
stayed
fair.
in character the whole time, but I am so upset that I could not show you the best part of this movie. So essentially, for the money shot, instead of doing a real one, they just throw white Lego bricks on this lady. It is such a glorious shot. It's Oscar worthy. And then after they're finished, they both get up and walk away going, ow, ow, ow. AKA a callback to the first joke. So honestly, we really don't need to talk about
What
all
was
the
the
elements
first
of this one
joke?
because it's just a 5. And if you disagree with me, you can tell me in the comments. The
I
sets
feel
and
like you are sitting on enough research to start a channel like this on your own, Yogi. Bro, she could. She would be sort of taking all of the other people's ideas. You know what I mean? Like if she makes a porn parody video, don't think about it. But like, I can't let IRL people know I'm a freak too. That's a crazy sentence, bro.
costumes are also Lego
That's
on top of
crazy.
having an intro which just
Oh
fits
my
the source
God.
material. The storyline has actual
VTuber
elements from
style.
the original movie and does not stray that far to get to its setup. All the jokes are great and fit the source material on top of having meta jokes about the movie
This
itself.
one's
So
cooked,
once
bro.
Again, I reiterate
This
that
whole-
this is a
this
5 out
whole-
of 5. And with that, I think I've had enough pseudo Goonies.
It's
for this
awesome.
one
It's
video.
awesome, Yogurt. Don't worry. I'm having a great time.
So what did we learn today? Most porn
Don't
parodies are less
ask that
porn and more
question.
just high quality shit posts. I am honestly very
you
surprised
watch
the amount
10
of
and
effort that
10
went
inch
into
min-
all 3 of these. And because
Yeah,
of that, I'm
whatever.
going to give a quick shout out to Wood Rocket Studios who produced all 3 of these films. Keep up the good work, guys.
I
Go ahead.
told you! It was just the same company doing it over and over and over again because they had a weird fetish with freaking painting someone's face yellow. I'm having an amazing time regardless of the shame I feel.
Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz.
Bro, people
All
are
right,
gonna
see ya.
bring this up in the future.
I fucking failed at that.
Wait till Mr. Krabs hears about this.
Cover everything in hot cum.
Guys, I need to do my research. I need to find out who Sandy is, so I can DM her and make a SpongeBob. What's his name? SpongeKnob Square Dick? Part 2.
Underwater.
And sadly, Sponge...
How are we gonna...
What do I gotta do? I gotta Google it, bro. SpongeKnob Square Nuts. Oops. It comes up, bro. It actually comes up. SpongeBob Square Nuts. SpongeKnob Square Nuts. No, I'm not looking up this porn. There's a wiki on it. There's actually a wiki on SpongeKnob Square Nuts. Look. I don't know what this means, but... Wait, this is something else. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, fine. We'll do another one. Let's see. Starts tapping his finger on the chair. What's another one of these masterpieces I could do? SpongeKnob Square Nuts. How could I forget? Is this the link to the video? No. It's a link to something else, right?
Is that it? Can I go now? Can I stop talking about fucked up wood rocket pornos? Okay, fine. We'll do another one. Let's see. What's another one of these masterpieces?
Bro, what? What did I find, bro?
It. SpongeKnob Square Nuts. Yeah.
6 years ago. Bro, I'm going deep into the rabbit hole. You gotta look up cast. There's just 2 people. What the frick? That's crazy. Bro, I looked up cast and it actually came up. What is she doing? Bro, I don't know if I should show this on stream, but I've got 3 viewers. I'm gonna do it anyway. Bro. What is this, bro? What is this? What is this? Why is she dressed up as a cat and milking into a... Bro, I'm not freaking out because I looked it up. It's like... It's just like... The stream is cooked. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean Orgy already sent it? Oh, he did send it. Orgy, bro. Stop. That's interesting. Bro, I want to know what her life is. What is her life? Not only is she dressing up as a cat and leaking milk all over the place on a stage, and that looked like a big stage, bro. That was a big stage. She's low-key famous, bro. Not only has she done that, but she's also done SpongeKnob Square Nuts. I gotta do an interview with her, bro. Because that's crazy. Alright, which one do we watch next? 4chan's Femboy Blackmail Cult. Nah, I'm watching TikTok for a minute, bro. I can't just immediately go into the next one. Oh yeah, 10-inch. Right. I gotta look up part 2. Don't watch the Femboy one. Why not? See, I told you it was a set, bro. I don't remember the actual music video, but it might be in the music video too.
Excuse me, guys. Is there any chance you could just record me a quick video? My phone's already rolling. Just literally hold it and put it in. Don't bother me. Is that right? Yeah. Sorry. Sorry. Just ask you to record a quick video. My phone's already rolling. Just literally hold it and put it in. Is that all right? Yeah. Thank you. Sorry. Sorry.
Bro's got absolutely no shame, no nothing. like he doesn't get embarrassed or anything. Don't watch the femboy. Just go to the guy's channel. I think it's the next video. I already closed the tab, but I'll do it. I'll do it. Body, 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 ooh. Body, body, yeah. How old is this TikTok, bro? She almost hit it. I'll save you the trouble. Thank you, thank you. Making my way. I watched so much Turtles growing up. Here's what I'm curious about. How Orgy? I'm not gonna lie, Yogurt Boys, sorry, but I'm not surprised that you found this video, right? I'm not surprised that you knew about the wonderful world of porn parodies. But I want to know how Orgy had in his brain, locked away behind a door, I want to know how he had the turtle video. What's going on in your life, bro? Why do you have that locked in your cranium? It wasn't like you had. It wasn't like you watched a YouTube video. You knew it was a thing, a specific one, bro. Read the name somewhere years ago. Yeah, okay. You read the name on the title screen as you were watching it, I bet. What's your favorite Turtleluga? I didn't find it. It was recommended to me. It has 1 million views even. No, yeah, that's what I'm not saying. Just 1 million's not that much, Yogurt. 1 million is not that much. In the grand scheme, one video with 1 million views, most people aren't gonna see that video. You know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't find it. It was shown to me. You know what I mean? I'm just like Mikey or Donatello. Yeah, those were my favorites too. I think mine was Mikey though. Bro, I feel bad watching all these K-pop TikToks and then what? I feel bad watching all these K-pop TikToks in between those videos. But I need to refresh. And I just want to watch TikTok. But my whole TikTok is K-pop. I want to know how Mocha broke her finger, bro.
Why?
My hair was bleached and dyed. It was like very dry and fucked up. So I wanted to restart.
Do you like it?
There's no way that's not a bald cap, right?
I thought I did, but like I was calling a bunch of people and they all said I looked like an alien, and then someone was like, put a blue arrow.
That's a good point.
Do you think I look good?
Mm-hmm. I do. I think, yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it's nice. It'll grow back. I was bald once. It took 2 years to grow back. So.
It only took 2 years to grow back. Okay, alright, fine.
Oh shit, Maya's calling me.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, this video is so funny. Do you have a fave turtle?
I mean, like, can y'all hug each other? Can y'all act like y'all
Purple
love
and orange.
each other? Hurry up and go. I'm trying to go to school too. Come on. Oh, put it down.
Oh, put it down. I saw this like 2 days ago, bro. That's so funny. If I was that dad, I would slap him. I would slap that kid, bro. Yo! I forgot that happened, bro. I've seen that video before. I forgot he straight up pushed him over. Ah, sponsored. This was a good top list. Usually these suck. Yeah, that one was good, bro. That one was good. Okay, not bad.
If anybody falls asleep in my car, then they're getting face fucked.
Me and Cinna's car.
Asleep in my car, then they're getting face.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying, bro? Nah, that sounds like a good thing, bro. That sounds awesome.
If anybody falls asleep,
As long as Cinna's the one doing it. I don't like if she calls some big burly LeBron James black man to come and throat me. I'm out. I'm out. No shot.
Yes, I'm coming now. Not a bit too lighter. I'm holding you.
I don't know this song, bro. Ooh, eh, eh. I don't know what they're doing. Ooh, 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 ooh. You can touch my lips.
I'm free at 666. 감각을 따라 너조차 hide and seek. Tip, 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 tip. Just keep it on it.
What I gotta do, bro? What I gotta do to go to Streamer Prom 2026 with Natty? On God, that would be my dream. I got banned from watching Turtles for a while because I kicked my sister. That's tough, bro. That's tough. What the heck? They playing Pink Panthers and not Dirty Work? That's kind of cool. Like, I don't know what's happening, but... Hey! That was awesome! Now I have to ruin my life again by watching part 2.
Have you ever been watching your favorite show and said to yourself, what if they were f***ing?
Why is this one 33 minutes long?
Did I do this already? Oh yeah.
Wait till Mr. Krabs hears about this.
Shut up!
Alright right, I get it. I'll talk about more porn parodies. Calm the f down. I wasn't planning on becoming the YouTube porn parody guy, but you know what they say. If the glove fits, you gotta review videos of horribly painted tits. Gandhi said that. For real though, I was actually planning on making another one because it was a fun video to make. The first one doing real well just shocked me. I honestly didn't think it was gonna get that big because I thought the topic was kind of niche and off-putting, but I forgot that people love two things: sex and man-made horrors beyond their comprehension. Look, man, I get it. I remember playing Silent Hill as a teenager and being scared out of my mind, but that did not stop my neurons from going off when I saw one of those nurses. That being said, there were a lot of people in the comments being like, why would you make a video on this? You gotta stop, and you look like Mr. Potato Head if he was real. And to those people I say, come on now, it's just porn. Don't you know that 95% of all internet traffic is used for porn? And the other 5% is used for spreading misinformation about porn consumption on YouTube. Anyway, today we're gonna rate some more porn parodies.
That's crazy. I do remember I used to pull hair and throw hands with my cousins. I didn't. I never did that with my cousins. You also murdered one of them with a backpack. That was not her cousin, bro. It was just some kid. Duh.
How well they actually
lock in,
Orgy. Parodies of their source material. What's going on, Fortnite gamers? It's your boy Brandon Abstract. So if you're unaware, this is a sequel to my last video, and you don't need to actually watch it to watch this one. I would recommend it though, because I'll probably make some callbacks to it. But just like the first video, I'm going to be using this rubric to grade all the parodies on 3 categories. The
also, Orgy, I think you're a bit of a different breed, because need I bring up the snorkel incident?
Overall feel. So we're going to be looking at things like
you're different, bro.
And just the
you're not the normal case. I was close to my cousins if they were siblings, like even I got 10 of them. Oh, 10 cousins. I thought you meant siblings or sisters. I was close to my cousins as if they were siblings, like I even lived with them. Oh, well then that makes sense. Siblings do be fight, so that makes sense. The only reason I know that is because Ty and his siblings, they fought all the time. I don't know if they still fight, like, physically. I know they fight verbally sometimes, but not physically.
Overall vibe of the parody. Does it match the same feeling that you get from watching the source material? The second category is storyline. Is the setup believable in the context of the source material, or are they just getting down to business? And finally, since it's a parody, we're going to be looking at the overall humor of it, since by definition parodies are supposed to be funny. And with all that out of the way, we can go deeper into this hole.
Real bad business, that's dirty work. Real bad business, that's dirty work.
Alright, so people in the comments of the last video were literally asking me to cover this one by name. That name being Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm assuming I don't need to tell you what it's a parody of.
That's crazy.
People were also mentioning a different one in the comments where all the Turtles costumes are made out of duct tape, which I did end up finding, and let me tell you, you people are sick. That was more of a snuff film parody than a porn parody. Anyone who asked me to cover that one has been reported to the FBI.
I have all your information.
With those freaks out of the way, let's...
Yogurt, what do you know about that one? You know about that one? I stopped physically fighting my sister when I was 10 to 12 somewhere, I think. But it wasn't a common thing. No, obviously you're not doing it every day, but that's a little earlier than I think Ty and his sister. But, Yogurt, answer the question. What do you know about the duct tape turtles? Is it actually genuinely that bad? I looked it up after he said it, but I'm scared to watch actual snuff stuff, so I decided against it. What is snuff stuff? Orgy, you gotta watch it for us. Orgy, you watch it and you return to us. Torture. Oh, frick.
Let's get into it. So instead of going right into a theme song like the last couple of parodies, we actually open up with this little prologue animation that's really well done.
It was many moons ago. 18 years worth. That's a lot of fucking moons. Below the city. In a sewer just like this one. But one with lots more poop.
Ew.
There were 4 regular turtles. But then a horny dude
I thought Snuff was someone died. I might be
jerked off
misinformed.
into a storm drain. His radioactive sperm
Yeah, I also
fell
don't
into the sewer
know.
and
So.
onto the turtles. Over time, the turtles grew, especially in the lower shell area.
So the
Why is it
backstory is pretty
blurred?
similar to the original
Do they have a
Teenage Mutant Ninja
penis?
Turtles, and this one's actually kind of believable. Sometimes you're bored at your nuclear power plant job and you put on a little Strokemon to pass the time. We've all been there. Some of you are probably
No.
watching this very video at work right now, and to that I say, why? Why? So we
Low key, technically you're not wrong, but also technically, shut up,
gotta
bro.
learn who the narrator of this opening is.
Who am I? I am their sensei. I am Master Sphincter.
What did they do to Chuck E. Cheese?
What the heck?
They're so back. Honestly, this one isn't too bad compared
Master
to the other costumes
Sphincter?
we've seen in the previous parodies. My only complaint is that Sphincter looks less like a rat and more like a strange wombat. You know he has to be a good ninja though,
Sphincter!
because he has one eye looking in front and the other one to the side scanning for enemies. Now, for some reason, they decide to include this tidbit about Sphincter,
I am a furry.
which I'm not sure if it's changing the lore from Splinter being an actual rat to just some random guy in the sewers wearing a fursuit.
That's funny,
Also,
bro.
this might be a hot take, but I think furries get way too much hate. Every furry I've ever met in real life is a really chill person and just likes that anthropomorphic, however the fuck you pronounce it, art style. Now, there is that small percent of them that are actually zoophiles, but what community doesn't have some weirdos in it? I'm looking at you people who recommended the snuff film. What is this? But you know what's weirder than a furry who's a zoophile? Someone who's not a furry who's a zoophile. At least the furry can say they saw some pictures of Judy Hopps online and went down a dark, strange rabbit hole, pun intended. The non-furry just saw a normal dog and was like, I'm fucking that dog. So after that prologue, we get into the opening theme. Now, this opening is pretty much an exact copy of the original 1987 opening. Like, they even got the turtles making dumb quips in the background. The instrumental is a little bit heavier, but to be fair, we're probably going to cover some heavier topics in this. Now, they do their own visual style for the opening, which matches the prologue's animation instead of trying to recreate the originals, which is fine because it matches the presentation they've already set, but I am a little disappointed. So after all that, we get
I'm not gonna lie, bro. This one is mad quality. It seems like somebody who knew how to do like an animated chalk style thing wanted to do some animated chalk style stuff, and they were like, what better way to use it than on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle porn parody?
Shot of a news report presented by
You
a
know?
familiar face.
Have you heard about the secret gang of ninjas committing crimes across the city? No, of course you haven't heard. They're ninjas. They're really quiet. Well, the criminal organization known as the Footjob Clan is back at it again, and this time, they're even more quiet.
Now I gotta say, she
I'd
looks
imagine
exactly like the original.
they just commission random people like one of these days. I'm like, no shot, bro. Plus animator, and I'm gonna get some stuff like this. That's that would be tough, bro. You go to school for animation for like 6 years, you can't get a job, and then this is the job that you get. Maybe animation is not worth it, bro.
April O'Neil. Also, fun fact, the actress playing April O'Neil also goes by the stage name April O'Neil, which I guess is just a fun little Easter egg. Or turtle egg in this context. This isn't a
Yeah, I don't know,
Zootopia
bro.
parody. There's also a little bit more to this news report.
In more news, Trump.
So yeah, this came out in 2016 because someone looked at the state of the world and was like, you know what would bring everyone together? A porn parody of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I do think it's funny that it's been almost a decade since this came out and this bit is still relevant, which means that this is a timeless
That is
classic like
crazy.
Over the Hedge or 12 Angry Men. But instead, it's 4 horny turtles. And speaking of the turtles, we get
I don't know about timeless classic, bro.
Pass me some pizza. Okay, Michelangelo. Do you want it with pepperoni? I've already got a pepperoni. It's long and green, and it's in my pants.
Now, I know you all want me to say that
Yeah.
these costumes are cursed and horrifying, but to me,
They're
they look
good.
exactly like
Bro, they spent the budget on this parody, bro, was kind of high. Okay, this was kind of they're going all in. I think if you're an artist and you're not in the porn business, you're missing out. If I could draw, I would commission furry stuff all day. Orgy, what are you talking about? What is wrong with you,
costumes
bro?
From the 90s live action movies. And honestly, I don't know if you can get more cursed than the Michael Bay adaptation of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What the hell is even that?
Anyways,
I like those ones, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I like the way they look. Maybe not as much with the mask off, but mask on, they look kind of cool. No, I don't like drawing sexy stuff. I don't find sexy. Oh, I don't like drawing sexy stuff I don't find sexy. Unless I get paid the real furry bucks. I know those efforts are rich. That's facts, bro. Doing it for fun is insane. I don't think that's what she meant.
We then get a good reference joke.
I don't think that's what she said, bro.
We don't?
Nope, we go more commando than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Rock out with my cock out, dude.
Something about Michelangelo playing the air guitar killed me when I first watched this. It felt like something the Turtles would actually do in the source material. And speaking of staying true to the characters, we then get a meta joke which fits these characters really well.
Porn parodies are great.
But you know which porn is the best porn?
Pizza guy porn.
It's weird though. Pizza guy shows up, hot girl doesn't have enough to pay for the pizza, they have sex, and no one ever gets to eat the pizza. I bet there's a dumpster behind every studio in Porn Valley filled with cum and uneaten pizza.
Hey guys, did you like my show?
Now, April must have some super speeds. I don't know how she got from the news stations to the sewer in under a minute. And also, Donatello has some cringy-ass millennial humor.
April!
Liked it, friended it, followed it, unfollowed it, unfriended it, blocked it.
Yeah, you should feel bad about
Bro, he's looking directly at her titties, too. Bro, this is the best one by far. I take it back, Orgy. You're valid for watching this, bro. You are valid for watching this. Bro, she got nice double D's, and it's very funny, and the costume design, on point. The animated intro, on point. Everything about this is amazing. Yes, you have. Shut up.
Yeah, you should feel bad about that. But there isn't much time to reflect on that bad joke because our antagonist shows up.
It was great, April.
Antagonist?
Why don't you guys just fuck already and get it over with?
Alright, slow down. We haven't even built the storyline up that much. I'm sure we're gonna get to it.
Fuck already.
We then get this very epic action scene which could have been in the Michael Bay films. I fucking hate my life. The Turtles then confront the villain.
Bro, I might have to watch this one. I might have to watch. Shred her. I don't know.
Spreader.
Spreader! Oh my god! Her name is Spreader! That's so much better than that's so much better than Shred her, bro. Orgy, you gotta lock in on the creativity, because that is so much better, bro.
Sadie and Bebop decided to stay home.
You got mogged instantly.
Horny.
This is what these characters look like, by the way, in case you didn't know.
That's
now we're
fire!
into the real fight scene, but not before one more joke.
Now, 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles, prepare to get cut.
Too late, dude.
You've already been cut down there?
Yep, by our Teenage Mutant Ninja Rabbi.
Bummer.
I got nothing to say
Teenage
about that one.
Mutant
Now, I
Ninja
gotta say,
Rabbi.
This fight scene goes pretty hard for what I was expecting. Like,
Bro.
Spreader has some real moves.
Why does... Oh, he's got dildo nunchucks.
Ninjutsu Kaki.
But that's all we see of the fight scene because the rest of it happens off screen.
Wow, this is the most amazing fight scene I've ever seen. I feel so bad for anybody that isn't getting to see this amazing Mutant on Ninja action that I'm seeing right now.
And now we're ready for the real action, but it's
God,
not what you would
bro.
expect from a TMNT porn parody.
Excuse me, is this where we sign up for Fight Club?
Casey Bones.
First rule of sewer Fight Club is don't step in the poop.
Alright, come on now. We did all this work of setting up the Turtles just for Casey Bones to waltz in here. You know, I did want to see the Turtles do stuff, but I'm kind of upset they didn't go for the whole pizza pie.
Yeah, me too, bro. To be continued.
April then invites Casey for some one-on-one hockey practice, but even he's like, shouldn't I help out with this fight?
Hey, nice stick.
You like it?
How about a game of one-on-one?
What about the 4-on-1 going on down there?
I think they can handle it themselves.
This is a really difficult fight.
She almost just cut off my dick.
All right, let's play ball.
Ball's in play.
Baby, batter up.
And that takes us to the part that I can't show on YouTube. So April and Casey get down to business, but as we established,
Please tell me he leaves the mask on the whole time.
5 minutes ago, there's a whole fight happening like 5 feet
That'd
away
be
from them.
sick!
And the film honors this by having fight noises going on the entire time they're doing stuff. And obviously I can't show you the actual scene, but this is what it was like.
Yep. Ow. What the? Yep.
And that's all there really is to this portion.
Why not just show it blurred? Or like, don't show it blurred. Well, I was gonna say, maybe just use the audio, but they're probably moaning and stuff, so you probably can't use the audio. But like, I want to know what it sounded like, bro.
Of the film.
Not the porn, the fight in the background.
So after they finish up, the turtles also finish up the fight and then confront them.
Hey, Casey. Thanks for the help, dude.
I was busy.
Yeah, busy plowing April while we fought the spreader.
Nah, I'm with them. Fuck April and Casey. They're terrible friends.
Exactly.
Come on, April.
Well, I wouldn't speak too soon. I haven't seen her breasts yet, but they looked great from what I did catch a glimpse of.
Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, how about you head over to the team sports department?
Look, guys, I'm not really. I'm in.
Okay, so now I can officially say the turtles are cursed. I have never seen anything more disgusting than these add-ons to their costumes. It's even worse because they just break out of the shell instead of them trying to take it off. We then get a call back to that Michael Bay-ass shot before we get into the real
Bro, what do you mean it breaks out of the shell? Like the shell is a wall and it like punctures through the shell? I figured it was just under the shell, like a normal turtle penis. Not that I've seen a normal turtle penis, but I know it doesn't break through the shell. What?
Action.
You're about to taste our turtle wax.
We're gonna show you the secret of the ooze.
The secret of the splooge.
We're coming out of our shells.
And we are back to the parts that I can't show. Not much actually happens
Bro,
because
I
they
wanna
can't do
see
anything
your
in their
boob.
costumes.
I want to see April on spreader action. Why is there none of that, bro?
Just stand around her while she does stuff to their turtle tails. It goes on far longer than it needs to, trust me. It ends with them essentially sliming her like a Kid's Choice Award because their stuff is green like them. But that's how it ends, so now we can rank this bad boy.
Ew.
So for feel, I think it really exceeds in this category. The costumes are all well done and look exactly like the original characters.
I'll give this one a 5 out of 5,
Where
honestly.
they hang out in. And
This is
overall,
the best
entire
one.
Thing just feels like the Teenage Mutant Ninja
This is the best
Turtles.
one by
so I'm
far.
gonna give it a 5 for feel. Now where it really drops the ball is the storyline. It feels like they really just
Yeah.
shoot it in. Both setups
Yeah,
are
that's
just
fair.
a let's do it type of thing, you know? There is no natural progression to get to that part. Even though they put in so much work into that intro to establish
Dude,
the storyline.
what are we talking
So I'm gonna
about,
give it
bro?
a 2 for story just because it had a
What
good
are we
start.
actually
And
talking
finally
about right
moving
now,
on to
bro?
humor, I think once again it did a good job. A lot of the jokes are funny and fit what the actual characters would joke
Or
about.
any
Like, even
ratings,
having the
you
fight
seemed
noises
excited to
going on
see
the
this.
entire time April and Casey are doing stuff is just fucking hilarious.
I
I'm gonna
think
give it a
Orgy
4
gives
for
it a
humor,
10 out
which
of
means
10.
that 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles gets 3.6 bags of popcorn and a bonus pizza for commitment to the bit. And with that, we can move on to our next film.
Adventure Time. Bro, it really is only stuff made for children.
Y'all ready to go on an adventure? Because it's the Adventure Time porn parody. This one's called Adventure Time, which isn't the most creative name.
That's
It
kinda
certainly
funny,
is no
though.
SpongeBob SquareNuts.
Wow.
But for once, I actually know why this parody exists because I know people are horned up for these characters. Look, man, I totally get it. I'm attracted to the nurses from Silent Hill in case I haven't mentioned it. Anyways, let's get into this parody.
Adventure time, come bang your friends and
So this one opens up with a
Bang
parody
your
of the theme song,
friends.
which is really well done. They pretty much do a take on the beginning where they're like flying through the landscape with these headshots. I can't get over Finn's headshot though. Do you think they asked him to do that or
Ew.
he just did it?
Ew.
So our first shot is actually of Ice Peen in his castle complaining about online bullying.
I didn't really hear anything the guy said, but the production looked really well made.
Comments about me on Instagram.
Okay. You look like an
See
old
the
blue
jerk?
penis.
You two ice holes are gonna realize that once you mess with the ice peen, you're gonna get the cold shoulder. Oh, I love being so cold.
All right, we'll talk about this in a second. But I can't
Ew!
figure out for the life of me if this was actually Tom Kenny or not. Tom
He
Kenny,
just
if you
started
don't know,
twisting
is the
his
voice of Ice
nips.
King in Adventure Time. And in the past, he has played his characters in unofficial productions. Like he played SpongeBob in this SNL bit where SpongeBob is the face of some new racist American propaganda.
We can win this war. Let's get Get rid of that dividend tax and get rid of Ahmed. USA!
He definitely did not play SpongeNob though. But based on the fact that Ice
Yeah, I
has this
know.
one crooked tooth that Tom doesn't, I don't think it's him. Anyways,
True.
after this scene, we check up on Sin and Jerk the dog.
Hey, Jerk. Do you think there's an alternate universe where Josh Gad isn't doing an impression of Josh Gad and people think he's funny?
Dude, I don't have time to think about crap like that.
What?
Bro, again, we are on our 5th porn parody, which is a sentence I never thought I would say. But 4 out of the 5 has somebody painted yellow. 4 out of the 5 has somebody painted yellow, and 1 out of the 4 has 4 dudes painted green. Today is not gone how I thought it was gonna go. That's the only way I'm putting it.
What did they do to Jake? Jake is supposed to
Maybe.
be this cute dog, and instead we got a cursed golden raisin.
What type of dog is this?
Initially, when I saw Jerk, I thought he was just cursed and not scary, but then I imagined taking a whole pack of Benadryl and seeing him charge at me at 3 in the morning, and I instantly had to close out of the video. Also, so far, I'm kind of pissed that no one's really trying to recreate the original characters' voices, especially with Jerk, because John DiMaggio's voice is such an iconic part of every character he
John
plays. Anyways,
DiMaggio.
Jerk has some important business to attend
That's
to.
a good name, bro.
Reading to catch up on. She is definitely in heat.
That is so
Ew.
gross.
I know some people want to outlaw pit bulls, but hubba hubba.
I never understood this.
Hubba
I mean,
hubba.
Pitbull, you know, not at his prime, but he still has some bangers. Anyways, we then get some more setup for our plot.
I'm not seeing much Adventure Time. I just love the bacon pancakes.
Finally, you're a man.
I forgot about that,
You get to
bro.
start enjoying manly things.
I also
Like earning
haven't seen it.
25% more salary than a woman?
Yeah.
Mathematical.
Oh shit, since turning 18, shit's about to get crazy.
So this next bit is my favorite part of this entire parody, and instead of explaining it, I'm just gonna show it to you.
Okay.
There was no reason for them to go that hard. Sadly, after
That's
this, we
so
get to my least favorite
true.
part of this film.
Dudes did see that. Me and this dude saw that, and we were like, hell yeah, that was sick.
This next bit is my favorite part of this entire
Bro,
parody, and instead of explaining it, I'm
Run
just
it
gonna
back
show it
for
to you.
real.
There was no reason for them to go that hard.
That was gas.
Sadly, after this, we get to my least favorite part of this film.
The porn. Oh.
Hello, friends of Grimo.
They made
Ew.
Nemo a different type of toy. I have no idea why this was the first thing that actually broke me out of all the parodies we've covered so far. I think every other franchise has been ruined by the internet for me prior to watching the parodies, but this is the first time someone ruined BMO for me. Obviously, I can't show it, but I will say that they did a great job of animating BMO's face onto this act against God. My panic attack aside, they continue their conversation.
Sup, Cremo? It's Sin's birthday. You ready to party, you little pussy pounder?
I unfortunately cannot, as I have a date tonight.
Gonna get lucky?
My date is a talking fleshlight, so as long as she's not defective, I'm going all the way.
Gross.
Jesus fuck, stop it with this camera angle. I don't like being this close to Sin, but especially not Jerk. This is where Jerk actually became horrifying, because you can see all those like lines and wrinkles on his face, and it's just...
I don't mind Jerk that much.
Cremo's appearance in this parody.
Jerk
But
the
now we're
dog
gonna start
doesn't
cooking with the appearance
look
of-
as bad as all the other ones, in my opinion.
Hey, Horseland. Hey, Princess Bubblegum.
Let's fucking go, dude. They then hit us with my favorite pop culture reference out of all these parodies.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
I love that impression.
You love my box.
What
I feel like I'm in a fever dream. One day I'm gonna snap out of it and realize I'm just a fish in water because beans get outside of the ocean. This is your fault.
Happy birthday, Sin. We made you a cake.
Here, let me help you with that. This cake feels really nipply.
Nipply?
That's not the cake.
I take back what I said. Thank you for all your hard work and determination. This has got to be the hardest shot in any film, period. I
Bro.
am confident more parodies are going to adopt this shot, and it's going to become like the Akira bike slide of porn. After this, you would think we're about to get into it, but not before an interruption.
Sorry.
Sin, we brought you a cake. But that's not your real present.
Oh.
Your real present is...
Holy Sega dream crap, is that you again, Cremo?
To die, the ice beam! Gaze upon your icy doom because I'm about to... Are you having some sort of a get-together?
Could this party get any worse?
You seem kind of sad. You know, when I'm sad, I do CrossFit. Do you like
CrossFit?
Never mind.
I didn't invite this bozo, so don't anybody blame the jerkster.
Can we throw him
Jerkster?
So no one's fucking with Ice Peen right now. At least no one's fucking with Ice Peen yet. There's still time. It's a porn parody.
Oh, everybody, chill out. Let's not overreact like I brought a homemade clock in a briefcase to school.
You know, for a guy named Ice Beam, that was not really a chill thing to say.
Chill out.
So I'm pretty sure this is a reference to a kid who brought a clock that he took apart to school and got arrested because they thought it was a bomb, which is such a strange reference to make because I don't think anyone would get that unless they were around during the time it happened. Which means that this probably will not be a timeless classic like Over the Hedge or 12 Angry Men.
Shut up.
All right, moving on. Ice Beam then embarrasses himself in front of the hoes, like telling a group of girls that you like Naruto in 2013, which I would know nothing about.
Can we throw you out because you smell like freezer burned fish sticks?
Because you do.
Oh no, you have embarrassed me yet again. Jerkinson, I will be back and I will have my revenge on you. Adios, guys.
Bye, dude.
Imagine being in a porn parody. Okay, I know I said it before, I'll say it again, bro. Imagine being in a porn parody, right? And you get your face painted and you're doing all these crazy laughs and you don't even get to have sex with the women. At the end of the day, your only goal is to be laughed at and you don't even get to have sex. Dang, I feel bad for Ice Peen.
After this whole interaction, we get one last meta joke about Jerk being a dog before he heads out.
Well, I better go guard the door in case that guy comes back.
You don't mind guarding the door?
You know I'm a dog, right?
I can't get over the fact that they left in this long-ass shot of Jerk walking off the set. That would be like me living in the time between me saying a line and the next line. Anyways, we're getting close to the stuff that I can't show, I promise. With all that out of the way, Sin then asks about his birthday gift while throwing shots at other shows.
So, before we were interrupted, you were gonna give me a present.
Oh, we have a present
You
for you.
were gonna give me a present.
I think that you'll find it interesting.
Interesting? So it's not True Detective Season 2?
Princess Bubblegum and Horseline then tell them what they want to do for
I didn't know her name was Bubblegum. I thought they were changing everybody's name to make them pornographic, except they just kept Princess Bubblegum because that's low-key funny. Like Bubblegum Pink, you know? But no, they changed her name. Now I'm a little more disappointed. When I thought her name was Princess Bubblegum still, I was gassed. Frick.
That is.
Oh, baby, a triple!
But Sin tells them that he's never done it before and they assure him that it's fine.
Sin, we thought maybe you'd want to taste our cinnamon buns and we can make your blip-blop explode.
Blip-blop?
But I've never done that before.
Don't worry, having sex is as easy as running for president.
Any idiot can do it.
Gynecological.
And that's all I can
Gynecological?
Now from here, I have one big complaint. You can see it in the parts that I showed you, but they did not do a good job of painting either actress. It looks like they realized they were running out of paint after they did their faces. And I know I'm not the only one.
They committed to Jake the Dog, they committed to Ice King, and they were like, alright, this is too Probably, they only had the set for like 3 hours, and they spent the first 2 hours painting those two.
Because there's some guy in the comment section agreeing with me. Also, Horseline takes her fangs out right when this starts. How am I supposed to get immersed in this world? Next, they're going to add yellow paint to instruct the actors where to go so gamers can bitch about it on Twitter. That being said, Sin does keep his hat on the entire time though, which is fucking hilarious. They also stay in character the whole time and have a couple more one-liners.
Want to try Bubblegum?
But with all that out of the way, we can rank this piece of
You
cinema.
want to try?
So as far as feel, I really want to give it a 5. Despite the body paint issue, I think all the characters and sets really really look like Adventure Time. Now, I am still upset that none of the characters really tried to do the voices of the originals, but Ice Beam makes up for it because when he tries,
That's true.
he
Ice
hits.
Beam
now,
does.
On the storyline, I'm gonna
They
give
could
it
have
like
just
a
made the
3.
girl
They built
playing
up
Mark's
plot points like Ice Beam
Mark
being upset, but none of them
Zelly
really help
do a
the overall
Sharpie bath,
storyline. Like a lot of
like
it
that
is just
one
fluff for what is
Homestuck
essentially a let's
cosplayer.
get to it type of
I have
setup.
no idea
And
what you're
finally,
talking
I'm gonna
about,
give it a
but
5. I was
yeah, they
laughing
should have
my
done
ass
that.
off the entire time I was watching this. All the references and meta jokes were.
I know. Here's the thing, Yogurt. I know. When you type this, you're typing it, and you know that I'm not gonna know what you're talking about, and you expect me to say I don't know what you're talking about. So then maybe you could explain it, but like, I know for a fact you know that I don't know what that is.
Opinion. On top
Either
of
of
having
those three
physical
things
gags like
are.
the shot of Jerk's arm stretching,
Which three?
I can even forgive what they did to BMO because it's objectively funny. So all in
What?
all, Ask Venture Time
He
gets
said he doesn't know
4.3
any of
points
them.
popcorn and a bonus BMO because I need to remember what he's like. And with that, we can move on to our next Oscar candidate.
Oh my god.
L-I-N-K, more like L-I-N-K. That's all I got. This is a parody of Legend of Zelda called Legend of Zelda. Let's get into it. We open up
What
with
was
a very
that?
peaceful shot of nature with some Legend of Zelda-like music. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it since Legend of Zelda doesn't have an opening theme like a show. We then cut to the beginning of our plotline.
Ganondorf, you won't get away with this.
Oh yeah, Princess
Ganondorf.
Zelda? Who's gonna stop me?
My big-dicked elf hero, Dink.
Dink.
So pretty normal stuff as far as Legend of Zelda.
Sharpie
Zelda
bath is
got
when you
kidnapped
fill a
by
bath with
Ganondorf and needs to be saved by
Sharpies.
Dink.
Do you remove the lids? Yeah, I assume so. What happens after the... And a Homestuck cosplayer is someone who does cosplay of the webcomic Homestuck, which I think is the longest webcomic that exists. What happens when you take a Sharpie bath? I assume that it, yeah, okay. I assume that it's not good for you, right? But does it wear off? Or what? Do you know? Do you happen to know? Or am I just asking a wall?
Dink. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Unless it's the Triforce, then fix it by all
You
means.
get poisoning.
Anyways, we cut to see
Okay.
what Dink's up to. Oh shit.
Right. Poisoning.
Dink. Dink.
Get into it, Dink!
Dink. Dink. Dink.
I'm sorry. That was my jam.
Alright, before we move on, we have to talk about the fact that Dink
I
in the
think it was
back
a
shot and the
hoax.
Dink in the close-up are definitely not the same person.
Yeah,
Also,
I
what
thought-
the fuck is this?
I thought
Link is
Dink was
supposed
about to be a
the most
girl.
femboy-looking ass main character in existence. We got Link the
I don't
Dink
think
instead
called
of Link the
Homestuck
Twink.
Sharpie bath thing. Is that
Also,
it? Yeah.
why the fuck is he talking? I feel like
I
we added
assume
more
so.
to this parody if Link just said "Hee-yah" the entire time with
Hee-yah.
subtitles. Honestly, all signs so far point to this being an adaptation of the CDI Zelda games.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
Anyways, we find out who this voice calling out the Dink is.
Dink, much like a penis-shaped clock, your time has come.
What?
Pokemon is that? I guess this is supposed to be the Great Deku Tree, but he's not looking that great. I
You
just
know
like
how
the-
Pogi and Spongy was ruined for you with the porn parodies? I experienced the same with this one. At least you get to... At least to make myself feel better, you get to get it ruined twice.
idea of them walking around trying to find a tree for this shot and being like, oh yeah, that'll do.
Come.
So the Deku Tree gives Dink his quest as usual.
You must go and save Princess Zildo from the evil Ganondorf.
What is this, bro?
Zildo. Those words are music to my weird pointy ears. I've been waiting for this moment for all my life.
Damn, I did not know that Dink was nonchalant like that. It's getting hot over here. I'm surprised
Bro, I know he doesn't look like a femboy, but you could sense the gay, you know what I mean? Well, obviously he's not gay because he's doing porn, but with a woman. But maybe gay dudes could still get it up. I don't know how pills work.
didn't make him a dreadhead. He would have gone hard with the Killmonger cut.
That would be crazy.
Anyway,
That would
we
be
got a quick little
crazy!
weapons joke after this.
Now give me a fairy.
Whoa, bitch. Does this look like Amazon.com to you? Do I look like Jeff fucking Bezos? You'll get a damn fairy when I choose to give you a damn fairy, you impatient little shit.
Sorry.
It is now hitting me that Dink sounds exactly like that twink Pinocchio.
Father, when can I leave?
That's what I'm
on my
saying.
own?
So maybe
that's what I'm
seriously a twink
saying,
in this
bro.
rendition. Let's just move on.
It's cool. My bark is worse than my bite. Get it? I'm a tree.
Yeah, we get it, bro.
Oh, right, bark. Tree, yeah, good one.
It's not Link, it's Dink. Idiot! Are you even listening?
Thanks. Been saving
Pay
that one
attention
for
to the
poor
video.
Patty.
I can't tell if I like this or I despise it. It's testing my patience like Navi and Ocarina of Time.
Anywho, first I'm going to give you a weapon. A mighty weapon passed down from one hero of time to the next.
Bro, they're
this
definitely...
one was passed on from the greatest hero of all time.
Is it Bigoron? The great swordmaster from the summit of Death Mountain?
No, it was Tom Hanks.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he was in Big.
I wonder...
They're definitely stretching it out to cover for time, bro. Because how... Bro. What does any of this have to do with the porn? Please learn to manage your sound levels and I will. Bro, my sound levels are fine. My sound levels are genuinely fine. You just don't like the fact that I scream every now and then. But if I turn myself down enough to where you listen to the video, 98% of what I say, you're not going to hear it.
I wonder what epic weapon Dink's gonna get.
I present to you the Masturbator Sword.
Yeah, I probably should have saw that one coming.
No, that makes
Anyways,
sense.
after this, we're introduced to our final important character in this parody.
And now, Dink, it is time at last for you to receive your fairy companion. She will guide you throughout
The body
your
double
journey.
is crazy.
She will help you when you need her, and she will annoy the ever-loving shit out of you.
I never had an
Her
issue
name
with
is
any other
Vaggie,
streamer I've watched.
and she's a little thoughty.
I got
Dang,
no words
bro.
for you. This video has gone on too long and I can't process anything anymore. Anyways, we then get a nice Legend
That's
of Zelda
because
gif.
no other streamer yells like I do, bro. Also, you only watch old people. And successful people.
Well, hello, Shorty.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, you Taylor Swift elf-looking motherfucker.
So this is obviously a play on Navi, but instead of traveling in his hat like the game, they decided
That's
to shake
funny,
it up.
bro.
I'm gonna go into your pants while we travel.
Thought fairies traveled in hats.
I mean, that's cool too, if you don't like fairy hand jobs.
No. Pants are good. Pants is good. Yeah.
Damn, he is nonchalant. He is so fucking cool. I don't care if he's not a twink anymore. And after this, we're all ready to head out, but not before Deku gives Dink some encouraging words.
Now that you've been given the items needed to begin your quest,
Bro,
it
get
is
on
time
with
to
it.
leave the forest at last. Time to journey into the giant open world that isn't as big as Breath of the Wild, but is much larger than that of A Link to the Past, on the budget of a porn parody.
Bro, shut
Overall,
up!
you must travel to countless temples, earning skills and equipment along the way before finally reaching the castle to defeat the great evil that lies there. Are you ready for the ultimate challenge, Dink? Ready, set, bake.
After this, we get a time
Bake.
skip in the parody, which has never happened before.
69 days.
I can't show this next part again, but it cuts to Zildo doing things to herself to pass the time. I will note, though, that she's watching a different parody on her phone while doing it, which means that porn parodies exist in this universe, too, which is just fucking nuts. Though after
That's
all
crazy.
this time, Zildo...
Bro, what does that mean? Does that mean that in the world of Zelda, does that mean that each parody is set in a different timeline? Or does that mean that... I don't know what that means, bro. Because obviously in the world of the parody, the people aren't actors, they're real people, right? This takes place in the world of Zelda, right? But that means in the world of Zelda, there is also Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there's also the parody of it. There's also Pokemon and the parody of it. That's interesting, bro. And then I think I think the same goes for a different world. In the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles world, sorry, 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles, there's also the same parody of... I think it is different universes. It's the dimensional merge. Pretty... Yeah. Wait. Is that what you...
Those left to wonder where her hero is.
I must have messed up Hogut like 1,000 times already. My Volvagia is getting chafed. I know what's taking Dink so long to save me. Whatever it is, it must be super important.
Dude, love that pot is finally legal in Hyrule.
No words once again, but not because I'm tired, but because this is fucking amazing. This is what video was invented for.
No, it's
we
not.
Then get another time skip.
That's so dumb.
A little nod to the fact that the Legend of Zelda games are too fucking long. The only thing that can make them worse is if Link had the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. But finally, it's time for our big face.
That's gotta be racist.
Who the fee are you?
It is I, Dink, the hero of time. A big dick-shaped talking tree sent me here to finish you off and rescue Princess Zildo.
Finish me off? Ha! I'd like to see you try.
This is the best face paint work from any of the porn parodies, bro. This is the best one by far. 100%. Nobody can deny it.
Force.
At this point,
they
I
didn't even make Ganondorf a DILF like in the
I've ever heard or a war crime on my ears. And I've listened to Coldplay.
Bummer.
Anyways, this battle is about to reach its climax, but
that
not in the
sucks,
way you would expect.
Dude.
So, where do you want to solve this mystery, you Veronica Mars-looking motherfucker? Underwater atop a giant stone pillar? Up in the sky on a bunch of clouds? Or out in the field, running around with a bunch of horses while you try to pelt me with arrows?
Well, you ginger fuck, let's go 64-bit on this bad boy.
Shit! What is going on? So it turns out this thing has been taking place in a video game some lady is playing, which means that porn parodies exist within this video game's universe. Marvel, start taking notes.
Ginger fuck.
She eventually fixes it by doing the tried and true method from this era.
Plus more.
I am genuinely surprised that there is no joke about blowing the cartridge.
Fuck.
Anyways, we then jump back in the game, but the fight's already over.
Game over, you 64-bit.
64-bit.
Hero, I'm so glad you're here.
Yes, Princess Zildo, I finally come for you.
Not yet, you haven't.
Anyways, we get a couple more Legend of Zelda puns after this.
You're making my water temple extra wet.
I'm about to give you this cocarina of time.
Ew!
Don't call me pussy mates, because I'm gonna deliver this badge.
But of course, they can't get down to business just yet because there's an elephant in the room they need to address. Or should I say fairy in the pants they need to address.
True.
Sorry, Badgie. Forgot you were in there.
You could have at least warned me before about the Zora waterfall of pre-cum. Anyway, you two mash buttons while I go over there and finger my cartridge slot.
We then get one last Zelda joke before we get to the parts I can't show.
Wait, it's dangerous to masturbate alone. Here, take this.
What?
So yeah, after this, there's not much I can say about this that I haven't said about the others. There is a scene of Navi at the end that I definitely can't show, but let's just say she follows through on what she said she was gonna do. But they don't look back to the lady playing the game, which surprised me.
I played the first two Zelda games a lot, but not really played after those. I've not played a single one.
5 out of 5 Hall of Fame. Everything about this is Legend of Zelda, from the costume sets and soundtrack. The storyline follows a typical Legend of Zelda game and has plot points that would be in one. It also has a good mix of straight jokes, meta jokes, Legend of Zelda jokes, and just gaming in general. So yes, this is another 5 out of 5 parody. And seeing how this is the longest script I've ever written for a video, I'm gonna call it here.
I wish I could play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask so bad. Why can't you? Is it because they're on like N64 or something? It's because they're that. Yeah, it's gotta be. Because they're
Once
old.
again, I want to say thank you to Wood Rocket Studios who produced all of these. They seem to be a dedicated team who really cared about the craft. Like, it's mostly the same people in all of these. April O'Neil was in every parody I covered in this video.
You're lying. That's been the same girl the whole time? Her boobs are so much different in the first one, though. That's crazy.
So shout out to her. Anyways, thank you all for
shout out to
one.
her.
It really means a lot. And if this one does well, I'll probably make a third one. But because it's the third one, I really want it to be big. There are some porn parodies which are like full featured films that I would probably cover. So in the meantime, I'll probably make videos about other things while I work on that project. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video and want to see more, remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Ginger fuck.
You're joking. He just said there's a part 3. Was pimp as heck. Oh my god. It's right here.
Have you ever been watching your favorite?
I guess it's an Easter special. That isn't, I guess that's not really a part 3. What do you mean that's just one that he talks about? The grit. Oh. I mean, I might as well watch it, right? And then end stream. And then end everything else after that. Bro, he's only got 40k subscribers. This is definitely his most famous thing of all time. He's only been going for 3 years. That's pretty good. Or it's not bad. Please, no more porn parodies. I'm sorry. What, you expect me to watch the first 6 and not the last one? That's true. You got a point there, bro. Alright. End it off on Orgy's vid. And then we can watch the rest of these a different day. This is Orgy's vid, right?
On November 29, 2007, an anonymous 4chan user
It was a Yogi title. At the beginning of stream, I went in and Yogurt said one of these videos is from Orgy, and I tried to guess which one. And I was like, oh, most disturbing 4chan threads? That's definitely a Yogurt one, bro. Yeah, it tricked me. It did. I was 100% sure that it was a Yogurt one. Like if you would have given me multiple attempts, this would have been one of the last ones that I would have guessed. Probably bottom 2. You know what I mean? I would never watch a video like this, I think. TBH. What? I like more specific stuff. Okay.
Uploaded a disturbing post with the words,
that's a good
if
point.
anyone can correctly guess their own post number, I will tell you where she is buried.
What?
Eerily, the post was accompanied by an image of a teenage girl. For context, on 4chan, each thread is assigned a unique post number, which is completely random and serves as an identifier for that specific post. These kinds of posts where the OP would reward other users with something if they managed to guess their exact post number were pretty common. But the rewards themselves were rarely this dark and specific. You can probably understand how the creepy nature of this particular post instantly caught the attention of so many people. It's worth mentioning that the dates and times from the screenshots shown are the archive dates and
This
times,
one will probably
meaning they're not
contain
accurate.
specific stuff.
But over the following minutes after the post was made, several other users jumped in to guess their post numbers.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
just 15 minutes later, a user correctly guessed theirs. After which, the OP made good on their promise and said, "Winner, here you go," and then a set of coordinates.
Winrar.
Strangely, the coordinates pointed to a pretty random patch of trees on the side of a county road about 50 miles east of El Dorado, Kansas. But as it was later revealed, there was nothing random about the location. The girl in the image in the anonymous user's post was 18-year-old Emily Sander, a Butler Community College student who had gone missing a little less than a week before the disturbing post was made.
She actually did die.
Shockingly, the police found Sanders' partially clothed body around an hour after the coordinates were revealed at the exact coordinates provided by the user. It's important to mention that by the time the uploader revealed the coordinates on 4chan, the cops had already been investigating Emily's disappearance for a few days.
That's insane!
And they were already zeroing in on a suspect. As the investigation had revealed, Emily had disappeared on November 23rd of that year after leaving a bar outside El Dorado with a man named Israel Mireles.
There was no intro or anything. We just got straight into it, bro. That's crazy.
According to two witnesses, Israel had bought Emily and her friends drinks at a Chinese restaurant in El Dorado before accompanying them at a bar.
Chinese food would go so hard right now.
After the two left the bar,
I don't know if I'll
Emily
be able to
was
keep
never
it
seen
down
alive
after what I've witnessed today.
Following the
but
finding of some pretty compelling evidence of Israel's involvement in Emily's
it would be
disappearance,
awesome.
the authorities put out a warrant for his
Delectable.
arrest. But by then, Israel had already fled to Mexico. Fortunately, due to the severity of the crimes, the cops were able to extradite him back to Kansas for interrogation. During his testimony, the suspect claimed that after they had left the bar, he and Emily had gone back to a motel room together. According to his version of the events, at one point in the night, another man had shown up at the motel room and tried to rob him, after which he allegedly left the motel alone. When he came back a few hours later, Sanders was supposedly dead. The story is already kind of hard to believe, especially when you factor in that after allegedly finding the lifeless victim in the room, Israel claimed that he panicked, put her body in the trunk of his car, and headed to a house where his 16-year-old pregnant girlfriend was staying in nearby Baxter Springs.
What?
Again, this was already a huge stretch, and it
16-year-old pregnant girlfriend? And this dude is above the age to drink?
didn't exactly help Israel's case that investigators found a large knife and clothing with his DNA in a trash can at his girlfriend's home in Baxter Springs.
Oh my god.
When it was more than obvious that Israel was responsible for the crime, a judge sentenced him to life in prison without parole.
Nice.
As for the 4chan thread, I couldn't find any official confirmation that the post was uploaded by Israel. And it's worth mentioning that because the coordinates were revealed a little under an hour before the cops officially announced where they had found Emily, the thread could have been opened by someone on the police force who knew about the location before the public. Still, there's a very real possibility that the 4chan post was uploaded by the killer himself, adding an even more disturbing layer to an already horrific crime. On August 25, 2009,
oh, you mean to have sex with someone? Yeah. To have sex with someone, it's 18. To get preggers, I'm pretty sure you can get pregnant whenever you want, as long as it's not pedophilic. I'm pretty sure this is a hoax, but I remember people finding out how they faked it. What?
Opened a thread with the title, "Look What I Found." The caption read, "So I was looting through some stuff my dad left when he died, and I found this. The old bastard had a live grenade. It seems kinda old, but looks okay to me. What would the random board do with it?" Next to the caption was an image of the OP's hand holding what appeared to be a live grenade. For the next 15 minutes, the thread was flooded with all kinds of comments from users all around the world, with some...
Everybody's saying don't pull the thing, right? How do grenades work? You have to hold it down and then pull the thing, and then throw it, and it blows up? But it works. Grenades are kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. Because if you hold it down and then pull the pin, you can still put the pin back in and then release it and it won't blow up. That's cool. Are you sure it's not 16 where you live? I remember reading that somewhere. Yes, I'm sure. What are you talking about? The crime is real, but the person who posted it was not the actual guy. Oh. According to AI, it's 16. It is 16 in South Dakota. For what? To get pregnant? Or to have sex with it, to be like an adult? I know for a fact. Okay, I don't know for a fact. Age of consent to 16? That's the same thing, bro. No, it's not. If a 16-year-old and a 16-year-old decide to have a baby, that's different than a 16-year-old and a 27-year-old trying to have a baby. In New York, I'm pretty sure it's 17. Bro, I thought it was 18 in every single state. Since when has it been 16, bro? That's crazy. 16-year-old and an 82-year-old can legally have a kid in SD. What the
claiming that the grenade was fake and asking the uploader for proof that it was made out of real metal.
I did
wasn't
not
just
know
a
that.
plastic imitation. Let me see the bottom of it. Bottom. It's plastic, lol. No plastic, dimwit, it's all metal. With this comment, the OP included an image of himself holding up a lighter to a grenade, which is obviously a horrific idea.
What?
Still, it was nothing compared to what was coming. Disturbingly, some of the other commenters encouraged the poster to throw the grenade in the toilet, saying things like, "Toss in toilet, don't flush, wait for epic fountain." You would think that the OP would be able to interpret the comment as a joke, but sure enough, a few minutes later he posted another image, this time showing his hand holding the live grenade over the toilet along with the caption, should I? This is where the story gets pretty disturbing. After posting
Bro, he was holding it by the pin! That's crazy, because the whole power of the state or whatever.
this image, the OP suddenly went
16
silent.
is insane.
Over the following minutes, other commenters jumped in to
What is
ask
this
him what
stock
he ended up
footage?
doing with the grenade, but there was no response from the OP. Shortly after, a commenter uploaded a screenshot of an article that had been published by a news station in Guatemala that same day. Chillingly, the article broke the story of a 17-year-old boy named Oscar Lopez who had passed away after detonating a live grenade in the bathroom of his house. According to the article, the boy's dad had been involved in the military at some point, which explains why it was in his home. Because of the timing, most of the commenters concluded that Oscar Lopez was the OP, and immediately condemned the users who encouraged him to throw the grenade in the toilet. In the weeks following the incident, several news stations from Spanish-speaking countries published the story, which brought a lot of attention to the original thread on 4chan. Over the years, the story of Oscar's grenade has been reposted all over the internet thousands of times.
That's sad,
and it's
bro.
made its way into dozens of YouTube videos covering the most disturbing incidents caused by online threads. However, through my research, I wasn't able to find the original article or anything that would indicate that the story was real. Even after spending hours searching through online archives, I found absolutely no trace of the original article, which suggests that the
This is
article
a classic
could have been faked. The only articles I did find were the ones that were published after the incident and cited only the original, non-existent article as their source.
Why is there just
It's
a
also
lone
pretty
doll in a
suspicious
chair?
that the
That's
article was allegedly published pretty much within an hour of the OP's last comment, which further supports the idea that the whole thing was faked. It's possible that the OP himself could have posted the photoshopped article screenshot from another account to get attention. Or that he could have made the original post and then went quiet to get a reaction from the crowd, after which another user could have jumped in to keep the story going with a fake news article. Although, it's still very possible this is real, and the original article has just since been lost to time.
Yeah.
Because the incident is over 15 years old at this point, we'll likely never know the whole truth.
That's fine. I didn't even want to know the lie.
Back in 2009, dozens of 4chan users started to bring attention to a pretty strange phenomenon that was taking place
I know a
all
similar
over the
story
internet.
like this where a guy found something that looked like a grenade and he put it in the microwave and ran it over with his car, but nothing happened. Nice.
In which some
Is that
mysterious
similar?
comments about key lime pie
Bro.
were cropping up on countless
That ramen looked kind of insanely
internet, in
delicious,
which
bro.
some
Look at this red. It kind of looks insane, bro. It kind of looks delicious. It kind of looks disgusting. But I'm sure it would be delicious.
His comments about key lime pie were cropping up on countless websites, blogs, and forums everywhere online. Although the original 4chan threads in which these discussions took place have since been deleted, I was able to find some more recent Reddit threads covering the same key lime pie phenomenon.
Well, what's good,
in
Cozy?
2016, Reddit user KeyLimeWTF
Cozy!
uploaded a long post about his or her
Cozy,
investigation into
what's
the whole
up?
thing, and it read, So I'm just gonna throw this one out there since I haven't found anyone who's investigated or discussed this super weird, almost nonsensical
Raw
mystery.
ground beef looks
To
like
begin,
that.
I was
know
reading
it
a
does,
story
but
in my local college
that
newspaper.
one did not look like
in
raw
fact,
ground
it was
beef.
the most read article on the site. There were 3 comments on the story itself, and one of them seemed utterly strange. There's an absurd amount of references to pop culture names as well as some political names. But the subject of every line relates
Bro,
back
if you
to
don't know what's going on, Cozy, let me inform you. Today, I have strictly been reacting to Yogurt Boy's recommended videos for me to react to. The first one was Ratafak, a puppet, a giant creepy puppet from... What do you mean, shut up? What did I do? Alright. I guess I'll watch the video without telling Cozy what she's doing.
more often than not these things. Mrs. Anita Pelaez, Captain Coochie Pelaez, Key Lime Pie, some Coochie's restaurant, North Carolina near the Biltmore Estate, Key West, Florida. And not every post is exactly the same, but some are. Some reference weird pop culture icons.
I don't even know what's happening, bro. Honestly, Cozy, I don't know what's happening. I know what's been happening, but I don't know what's happening in this specific part of the video.
Seem to be weird out-of-place pie recipes. The oldest post we found was from 2009, with the most recent being an awful TMZ.
I will say, every video that we watched today was recommended by Yogurt, except for this one. This was an orgy video.
Story. Super weird, but if you were to Google or research those
Wait,
names
you know what I just realized? I asked Zeph, because today was like recommending things today. I asked Zeph, I said, hey Zeph, like she said VR vid. I don't remember what she said. And I said, oh, link it. Link the video. Didn't link it. Haven't heard from her since.
Key Lime Pie, what you would discover is that this has been posted
Maybe she's still
all
looking.
over US media sites. A couple of things here that we discovered down the rabbit hole. Coochie's Key West Bar and Grill existed in one way or another. It's listed on local eatery websites.
That looks like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie location.
What exactly it was.
W Yogurt, W
The majority
orgy.
of the posts we found were done by a Jake
For real.
Carson, a fake name, or by celebrity/political figures.
I don't know if you would have watched the videos that we watched today, Cozy. I don't know if you'd be saying the same thing. I think somebody might not deserve all the W's they're be getting right now. I was hoping she was playing Roblox. Is she not? Oh, I got a thing from Discord. Hold on, let's full cam it. Different. I got the signs. Oh, that's the golden cartridges. That's cool, bro. That is cool. And that thing's been beat to all life, bro. Yeah, I don't know what Jax is talking about anyway. What you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? You want me to tell Cozy what I'm talking about? You want me to reiterate what I'm talking about? I can clarify. I can clarify for you.
Nothing totally makes sense, yet
I don't
everything
wanna
is
eat it.
related. Also, who would go through this much trouble for something as ridiculous as key lime pie for a restaurant that isn't real? I found that pretty much everything the OP was talking about in their post was perfectly true. There are indeed thousands upon thousands
Probably
of strange
expired,
comments
not
and
sale-
reviews about
not
Captain
sale-
Coochie's
it's
key
not
lime
safe
pies
for
on
consumption.
countless random websites. And
That's
a
a
lot
good
of these
point.
comments have appeared on sites that have absolutely nothing to do with pie,
Ew.
such as this extremely long and somewhat inappropriate comment that was posted on a memorial site for a woman from San Jose who passed away at 74. As I also found, a lot of these comments are posted in articles and blogs revolving around suggestive content, such as this other one that appears in an article about a dating show. It reads, that Captain Coochie
I have no
Pelaez of
idea what's going on,
Cucharinaville
bro.
over in Asheville, North Carolina, sure enough is one wild and crazy guy. All the women are so wild about him and his famous cheeseburgers and key lime pies. But even though these comments are definitely weird, these are just 2 of thousands of accounts that have been created.
Key lime
to post
pie
these
would go
comments
kind of crazy
everywhere
right now.
online. As you might have noticed, the phrasing of these rants seem to follow a bit of a pattern. In pretty much all of the comments, almost all the words have been capitalized where they shouldn't be, and the poster always signs off in the same way, with 3 dots after the last
Roger.
word, followed by a fake name. I found that these comments have also been made on
W. Roger
Facebook posts. As you might have guessed, a bunch of people over the years have reached out to these Facebook accounts, and the responses they've gotten have been pretty disturbing, as you can see in this 2016 Reddit thread. The post reads, I decided to send Kuchi Pelaez a message and ask him when the world can know who Captain Kuchi is. I didn't expect a reply, but roughly a month later Kuchi replied, There's just no medicine like an all-natural key lime pie made from scratch. Plus a bunch of other garbled nonsense about key lime pie.
What?
After a little bit of back and forth, the user asked Captain Kuchi for the...
Bro, am I crazy, or is this gonna end up being like all the key lime pies that were made by Captain Kuchi were made out of human beings?
Rest of the restaurant, and this was the response.
Like, that's gotta be it. I'm so
confused. Close your eyes, let your ears listen to the radio. Do you hear my voice?
What?
Can you hear your own soul scream?
What?
Choose. My voice that predicts the future or your tormented reach. What do you choose? You can choose. Your life, your future.
It says guy lives in
Sweden.
Sweden.
Found out that the radio drama from 75 years ago
orgy,
was the truth.
Bro,
they
I swear to God, I knew there was something wrong with him, bro.
Don't trust anyone. Don't trust the police. They are already controlled by them. And a few more lines of paranoid ranting. Strangely, the original message was sent in Swedish, which is the Reddit user's native language. What makes this disturbing is that there was nothing on the user's profile indicating that their first language was Swedish, which indicates that Captain Kuchi could have stalked to the user. And eerily, this wasn't the only time this happened. Whenever people reached out to these accounts to ask for information about the key lime pie phenomenon, they would often receive strange responses with very specific information about their lives that the key lime pie people had no reason to know. The rabbit hole in this mystery goes pretty deep, but some things have been confirmed to be true. For example, as mentioned in the Key Lime WTF's Reddit post, Kuchi's Key West Bar and Grill was a real place in Asheville, North Carolina.
Where's the creepy part?
According to dozens of Reddit users, the original owners were Oswald C. Pelaez, aka Kuchi, and his wife Anita Pelaez.
Okay.
But interestingly, even though the random comments and reviews are almost all about pie, the restaurant was actually known for its burgers. Still, despite this information, it's hard to understand where the connection is between the restaurant and the 15-year-long campaign to flood the internet with strange reviews about their key lime.
So what is so disturbing about
Over the years, this has led thousands of people.
Why is this in a 6 most disturbing videos?
To explain the phenomenon.
When the first two,
the first theory is that all the comments and reviews are coming from a single
4chan threads. When the first two 4chan threads ended up with somebody dying.
I mean, it's not uncommon for people with extreme obsessive personalities to become fixated on something as random as key lime pie and dedicate years to spreading bizarre content across the internet. However, the sheer volume of posts, accounts, and languages involved makes this kind of hard to believe. If you think about it, this would require the poster to individually open and verify thousands and thousands of sub-accounts, which would require a ton of different email addresses and more time than we can imagine. This is why a lot of people have suggested that all of these comments could be coming from a bot. The fact that all the comments are written in a similar style makes this a possibility, but there's one caveat here. Over the past couple of decades,
to the next
Google has really cracked down on bot
King
accounts,
size sirloin steak sounds so good right
random
now.
bots to open accounts and post comments on random blogs and sites. And sure, this could be a pretty advanced bot that's been updated over the years to beat Google's security measures, but there's really very little motive for anyone to take the time to design something like this. So, in the absence of a solid explanation, some slightly more disturbing theories have been proposed by the online community. According to one of the most popular ones, these comments could be a coded method of communication for some sort of cult or underground organization with nefarious purposes.
A cult.
This could explain the endless, seemingly random pop culture references and indecipherable strings of garbled text with random capitalization. I also found some Reddit comments where the users allege that Kuchi's Key West Bar and Grill was being used as a cover-up for something more sinister. For example, in 2017, a user posted a comment saying, I grew up in Arden and drove by it nearly every day of my life and never once saw more than one car there. When I reached my 20s, I assumed it was a money laundering operation or something similar. A friend of mine actually ate there once many years ago. If I recall correctly, it was empty and the food was unremarkable. It had never occurred to me to do the same. This is honestly just one of those mysteries that you can make an entire documentary series about and you'd still barely be scratching the surface.
No, it's not.
To this day, nobody really knows where all these comments are coming from, who's posting them, and why or even how many people are involved in this whole campaign. And considering how deep the rabbit hole
I don't like
goes with this
cheesecake. It
one,
makes
we can safely
me
assume
nauseous.
that it'll probably stay
It's too
that way
sweet
for a
me.
long time.
Really? Wait, do you like cake? I like it because it's not that sweet. That's what I'm saying. I don't like cake because it's too sweet. I don't like frosting. But cheesecake is different. There's no way. Some cake, I don't like frosting either. Okay, okay. So we're in a similar boat. I realized I like chocolate cake, chocolate frosting. Not the white. But that's cool.
On Christmas
I
Day
didn't know we were
2014,
similar
the
on our
anonymous 4chan
sweet
user
taste.
opened a pretty disturbing thread with the words, "I bought a Wii U, but it was broken, so I opened the Wii U, and this thing was inside. What is this?"
That's a poop, bro.
Next to the captions, the user uploaded a couple of images of some sort of brown oval-shaped object inside the console. At first glance, the OP thought it was probably something an animal had left in there. But a few minutes later, he followed up with some images that looked like something straight out of a nightmare. Apparently, the brown object was some sort of spider nest, and as soon as the OP cracked it open, it looked like this. A few minutes later, the poster commented, "At least the spiders are already dead. Whatever."
I know neither of you have seen this video, but you need to give me a warning. You need to give me a warning on that, okay? At least skim the video before you send it to me. That is not okay. I do not want to see that. We don't do frosting on anything. That does sound nice, bro. Frosting is crazy,
Whatever happened,
bro.
it's an egg opened too soon or an egg that never managed to open. The spiders must have devoured each other to stay alive and eventually grew to max capacity and truly died. The size shows they're adults, but the color shows they literally have no plating or skin. 3 minutes later, the OP gave a chilling update saying, "This one was still alive." And this is where the thread starts to get a little disturbing. Just a few
Take it
seconds
away,
later,
bro!
Another user commented on the post saying,
There was a website called ratemypoo.com. Or shut up, bro. Nobody cares. I would browse in middle school. People would upload pictures of their dumps. You could rate them 1 through 10. Bro, you just said you would browse it in middle school. You can't take that back, bro. You can't take that back. You would browse people's poop. You're weird. You're weird. And you'll never not be weird. Disgusting, bro. I browse it in school. That's just that's a whole nother level, bro.
"Okay, I googled it for you, OP. That's a dirt dauber nest. The spiders are paralyzed inside of it. If they're not dead by now and they're actually fresh catches, they're gonna be waking up soon." And responding to the image of the live spider, the user warned, "This spider kind of looks like a brown recluse. If you let it sting you, your arm is gonna start rotting while you're alive." Responding to the original picture of the spiders, another user commented, "By the looks of it, the last one just woke up, and the dirt dauber might not even have started laying its..."
Bro, do you guys want me to go full cam? I can't watch this, bro. I can't watch this. During recess? What do you mean you did it during recess? How do you look at it during recess? What do you have, like a phone? There's no way you had a phone. And there's no way it was like a screen. I remember when people used to talk about looking up 2 Girls, 1 Cup or Blue Waffle in middle school. Y'all are cursed.
Larvae yet. If that's the case, these might all just be paralyzed. Also, I'm afraid for OP's life, since the spider that did wake up looks like a brown recluse, and if that's actually the case, the OP has a dirt dauber nest full of brown recluses. He's in for one hell of a ride. Over the next several minutes, dozens of other users jumped in the chat to warn the OP not to provoke the spiders under any circumstances. Fortunately,
yeah, I would immediately call like a what are they called? The people that take care of bugs and like do your whole house. It was just still images of toilet bowls. Yeah, with dung inside of it, bro.
shortly after, the OP posted a final update to the thread saying, OP here, they weren't dead and they started to move. I ran out of my house and called the exterminator.
Exterminator!
I'm posting from my cell phone.
That's it.
It's pretty disturbing to think that a nest of poisonous spiders could be growing inside of one of your consoles without you knowing it. And according to another commenter, it's actually pretty common for dirt daubers to do this. Thankfully, it looks like the OP was okay. In March 20...
Bro. That literally just tried to worsen my fears. All that this did was make every fear that I've ever had about insects worse. Thanks a lot, Orgy. Good video, Orgy. Good on you, Yogurt, for telling me to watch this instead of the third porn parody video. Stupid. You guys are stupid.
2020, an anonymous 4chan user posted an image of a missing girl named Lisa Irwin, along with a set of coordinates that point to a random location in the middle of the trees somewhere in Lakeside Village, Kansas. For context, Lisa had gone missing in October 2011 when she was just a 10-month-old baby. That day, Jeremy Irwin, Lisa's dad, came back from work at 4 a.m. and immediately called the cops when he saw his daughter was missing from her crib. Disturbingly, he mentioned to his wife Deborah that the front door was unlocked and that 3 cell phones were missing. During the investigation, a bunch of really strange things started happening, and it was hard for the cops to make sense of anything. Even though some witnesses had reported seeing a strange man carrying a baby wearing a diaper near the area where Lisa had gone missing, they didn't have enough evidence to arrest a particular suspect. Surveillance video from the area showed a man dressed in white leaving a wooded area near the Irwin's house at 2:30 a.m. But the suspect the cops brought in as a result of the footage had rock-solid alibis. Chillingly, when the cops searched the Irwin's house that same year, dogs picked up the scent of a dead body in Deborah's bedroom. When the authorities confronted her about it, she claimed she didn't initially look for her daughter because she was afraid of what she might find. This was just the first in a series of strange claims and contradictions that Lisa's mom would find herself in. Later, she would allege that the last time she had seen her baby, it had been around 10:30 p.m. But after, she confessed that she had been drinking with a friend and didn't remember when the last time she saw her daughter was.
Bro,
investigators also accused Deborah of failing a lie detector test, and even her own best friend told the police that Deborah had a dark side and that she believed she could have been responsible for the disappearance of her own daughter.
I feel like she is.
Strangely, the cops later found that one of the 3 cell phones...
Didn't we hear about this? I swear I might have heard about this at one point. She definitely killed her own daughter, right? Some people had mad long poos. Was impressive. Bro, stop. I actually do remember when I was in, like, 3rd grade or something. I was at the daycare that I was talking about where that one lady hated me. We were outside, and I remember looking up on, like, my phone or something. I looked up the biggest poos? I don't know. That's the only time I ever looked at poo on my phone. So I guess you're right, Orgy. You're valid in looking at that, but that's crazy. Nowadays, I would throw up.
Phones that were taken from the house had made a 50-second call late on the night Lisa went missing. But both Deborah and Jeremy denied making the call. When the cops investigated the call, they found that it had been made to a Kansas City woman named Megan Wright. Interestingly, Megan had once been in a relationship with a suspect in the case, a drifter who lived in a halfway house close to the Irwins. Still, she denied being the one who had picked up the phone on the night of Lisa's disappearance. To this day, the cops are convinced that whoever made that call is responsible for whatever happened to Lisa, but in the absence of new evidence, the case went cold for a very long time. The image you see in the 4chan thread is actually an age-progressed picture released by the authorities to help the public identify the victim, and it shows what Lisa would have looked like at 7 years old.
I think unfortunately Lisa is not with us
some
anymore.
of the commenters started suspecting that the OP was the perpetrator, and that the coordinates pointed to the location in the middle of the woods where Lisa's body was located.
Yeah.
One user commented, "I just emailed this thread to 2 local NBC affiliates in Kansas that cover the Thompsonville and Oskaloosa area. Hopefully this is legit and we can finally do some good and bring peace to a family." But even though a lot of people got in touch with the police over the leaked coordinates, frustratingly, nothing really came of them. And it's unclear if the cops just didn't investigate the coordinates, or if they did, but they didn't find anything.
Why do you call it a fetus?
To this day, Lisa's disappearance has created more questions than answers. Was it the guy who was seen in the surveillance footage? Was it the parents? Or the 4chan user?
Yeah, they
likely
did.
Never know.
Yeah. Well, I guess
As you
it's
probably
up in
know,
the
one of
air.
the most popular features of 4chan was that it allowed its users to stay completely anonymous, which was
She
part of
might
the culture of the forum.
not be dead.
Still, some users chose to have a username to put more weight behind their words and engage in genuine social interactions with others. This was the case with user UTV, who was very active on the 4chan sports board back in the day.
And you'd rate them.
Based on his post,
Rating things
UTV
were
was an
popular back
Englishman
then.
who followed the Premier League, was a
Guys,
fan of
rate me. Hey, real quick intermission. Somebody rate me. What do we think? Rate me. Give me a rating. Give me a rating. What do we think? Any second now. You do it, Yogi. I'm trying to be friendly today. Shut up. You're getting unmodded, bro. Why are you even modded? What do you even do? You don't even do anything.
of Aston Villa striker Christian Benteke and hated Manchester City. Most of his interactions in the boards he participated in are pretty much exactly what you'd expect from a slightly aggressive sports fan in an online board. But there was one thing that made UTV's post stand out in the sea of 4chan threads. Strangely, UTV had a secret admirer, an anonymous user who tracked, archived, and followed every single one of UTV's posts and comments across more than 250 threads.
That's
Whenever UTV
crazy,
posted
bro.
anything, the anonymous user would archive his posts, comment on them, and summarize his activities with perfect precision. At first, it was kind of funny, and it seemed like the user was just a troll who liked to mess with UTV for no particular reason. And it seemed like the trolling had the desired effect, as UTV would
10
often
out
blurt
of
out some
10.
pretty
Let's
aggressive
go,
comments at
baby.
the anonymous user, frustrated
Let's
with the level of
go.
obsession the user had developed towards him. In one thread, UTV commented, "Archiving my posts in here is one thing, but you're actually stalking me in other threads too. Get a life." After weeks of stalking and obsessing over UTV's every move, the user earned himself the nickname The Archiver.
What
from
about
other
you,
board
Yogurt
members who
Boys?
found his activities hilarious. Unfortunately for UTV, the more he engaged with the Archiver, the more the Archiver would obsess over logging, categorizing, summarizing, praising, and decorating his posts.
Yeah, that's
And
usually
like
how
I
it
said,
goes.
at first it was kind of funny, especially if you were just a random 4chaner watching the whole thing develop from a distance. But after a few weeks, the plot took a pretty creepy turn. In July 2013, the Archiver was no longer satisfied with simply logging
3.5
the
members
posts,
of
so he started
Blackpink out of
composing
4?
songs and poems
I'll
based on
take it, bro.
UTV's interests and
I
personality,
will take
including
that
a
any
limerick
day of
that
the
read,
week.
"There was once a young Phil from Kent who loved to call
That's
Frodo
good.
an ent. He bet against Villa in a 3-1 thriller. They lost
mean-
and his money was..."
Out of 10, that's only like a... I mean, that's like an 8.2 or something out of 10. Bro, that's a solid rating.
It's worth noting that UTV's real name was actually Phil,
No,
meaning the
8.7?
Archiver had started finding out more and more personal information about him as time went on.
That's
Over
why.
the following weeks, the Archiver progressed from songs and poems to other kinds of worship and obsession, which included
Thank you,
making
Yogurt
ink
Boys.
block
Bless up.
tests featuring UTV's posts, as well as designing detailed floor plans for the home he would like to live in if he and UTV ever moved in together. He even made preparations for
What?
UTV's funeral with detailed instructions for his family to follow on the day of the ceremony.
Ew.
Madness continued for several weeks until on October 7, the Archiver made his final post about UTV in the TRB boards,
I'm not gonna lie, this whole time, I thought we were still on the little girl.
saying, "I have been with UTV for 255 threads. This is the last one. My parents have discovered my UTV works, and they have insisted I remove everything of the type from my computer and be done with it. They will be monitoring my activities now to ensure I cannot do it anymore. This is my final message. I'm sorry to UTV, and I
Good!
hope he sees this and understands. I have one more gift to share with him.
That was the
This
person's name.
97-page document contains every personal work I've created that involves UTV in any way. It is for him. I do not want anyone else to read it. However, I cannot stop you from doing so." As the entire internet soon found out, the Archiver wasn't lying about the document. He literally compiled an almost 100-page PDF featuring everything he had written and designed over almost 5 months of insane obsession over a random dude on 4chan. The Filmarillion, as the archiver titled the document, contained detailed information about Phil's posts, his interests, and his interactions with the archiver. On the front page, an explanation for the document reads, "Why am I doing this? Because UTV is my passion, my hobby, and my social life. I love him, and I love archiving his posts. Archiving his posts isn't enough. They are my bread and butter, but this is the salt and pepper on the sandwich that spices it up." The rest of the 97-page document is about as crazy as you'd expect from a guy who spent all his waking hours stalking another guy on 4chan.
That is
it contains
insane,
detailed
bro.
stories and fantasies involving the archiver and UTV.
But honestly, isn't that the least disturbing? Nah, the spider one's probably the least disturbing. Isn't that like the least disturbing 4chan thread though? No, because somebody still got stalked. The life of a Clipper.
A detailed plan to make UTV like it more.
True. Facts.
Pictures of inventions and gadgets the archiver designed using snippets of UTV's posts. An incredibly dark and meticulously planned blueprint to abduct UTV and hold him hostage
Actually,
for
no.
40 minutes.
The dumb one was the freaking key lime pie crap. That was the dumbest, stupidest crap I ever seen in my life, bro. That was actually stupid.
£1 million. And so much more stuff that you can't even imagine. When the archiver shared his masterwork, Phil responded only with a question mark and then vanished forever from 4chan. To this day, the internet still doesn't know what to make of the archiver or his motivations behind obsessing over a stranger to such an insane
This video has
degree.
been all over the place and not
Some
in a
allege
good way.
mental illness,
Exactly.
others think the archiver just genuinely loves
This is why you
Phil.
gotta watch the
But whatever
videos
the case,
before
the
we
PDF
send
served
them,
as a wake-up call to be
or
careful
you gotta
who you talk
skim
to
them.
or give information about yourself online.
Skim the
because
videos.
You never really know what they're doing with it.
Oh dang, we're done. We're done, bro. Dang. How do you make a random note on Google Docs? I don't know. I didn't even see that. I'm starting to realize this video is stupid. I swear the 4chan stuff we've seen from Wang and Frankie are worse than this. Oh, 100%. 100%. The only thing that's like, the thing about this video is that people died in this one, and it wasn't ransom. Oh, how do you make a ransom note on Google Docs? That was great. It was the people that died that made this one a little interesting, but at the end it wasn't that interesting. Let's see what my YouTube homepage looks like now. After all those. Literally has not changed. Okay, were these kids even real? Oh, images. Losers, Creeps, Pedos, Five Nights at Freddy's, Degenerates. Are you serious? It's literally not that different. The Milking Room! Alright, I'm done. I'm ending stream. Guys, thank you so much for watching. It was awesome. Great day. I feel bad playing a LE SSERAFIM song because I like LE SSERAFIM, and today was unlike any other, bro. We had a lot of things that don't normally happen on this stream bro. This is a fever dream for sure. I got whiplash from my own videos. I now see what y'all see. Yeah, that was rough, bro. I don't even. Oh yeah, I remember what the first one was. Honestly, your videos, Yogurt, weren't even. They weren't that bad. Orgy's video wasn't bad. It was just boring. But the middle video, the one about the cannibal kid, whatever, that one I didn't like. That one was bad. The porn parodies were funny, but it's also just like weird, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, that's what it was. It was funny, but it was creepy and weird. But other than that, it was a W stream, Cozy Cakes. I didn't know it was gonna go 4 hours. I was low-key about to tap out at 3, but Thanks so much for watching with me, Yogurt and Orgy and Cozy and Zeph. Y'all have been amazing. Shouts out to Sleepy Pillow Princess. And I hope someday, maybe, Jather will come back. But it's up to him, bro. But thank you so much. You called it, Org. I'm sorry, you were right. I did not link you anything. That was on Yogi. Wait, really? Wait, so Yogurt lied? Wait, I'm confused. It doesn't matter. Thank you so much. W stream. I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully my sleep schedule isn't messed up. Oh, she linked you. Okay. But yeah, I'll be back. Hey, I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Hopefully tomorrow I'm in my old chair again. And I'm in not clothes that I wore yesterday. But it just depends on if I do laundry. Anyway, hey, peace out, bruh. Peace out. Hey, have a good night. Have a good night. I'm literally, my hand is facing me, but it looked like, hey, goodbye, y'all. Hey, peace out.